Now, boys, that's what you call a fucking intro. Welcome, everyone, to the newest series where your boy Donald Trump the Pro will be showing Obama how it's done. Remember to like and subscribe and join our channel as a member if you want early access to the new series.
All right, so before anyone asks, this is a ROM hack for Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, and it's basically reworked all of it into Platinum. But this is actually Pokemon Renegade Platinum on the Switch, if any of you ever played that ROM hack of the original Pokemon Platinum. If that made sense to any of you.
That was the most convoluted way of saying this is basically Pokemon Renegade Platinum on the Switch Joe. It is actually a really difficult game, and I want to see if Donald has what it takes to beat it. Also, this will be a normal playthrough because Donald insisted on it being that way.
This will be a normal playthrough because it is actually really difficult, and I don't think I can beat it right now as a Nuzlocke. Those of you who've played Renegade Platinum should know, but then this one is even more difficult as there's Pokemon from more regions. So it'll definitely be an exciting series for you all.
And there is even a distortion world of sorts in this game, plus new battles too, and every single trainer in the game has cracked teams. We can't wait for you all to join us for this new series. This first episode will probably be released for everyone, but after that, we'll release every other episode a day or two early for members.
Right, so we're back in the Sinnoh Region, boys. This has to be the best region in the series, in my opinion. I just love everything about it, plus the legendary Pokemon here are all basically gods too, which is the main reason Donald is playing this. Although getting to Arceus is not going to be easy.
This game isn't about Arceus though, Joe, so I'm probably going to focus more on him for now, and then when we play Legends Arceus, that's when I'll be in full God mode. Anyway, Barry is here, and in a rush as always. And this guy is always trying to find me. Well, luckily for me, I have managed to avoid a ton of those LMAO.
Of course, the most important thing to do in any new playthrough is set the text speed to fast and then set the perfect frame type too. I like the one you have, Donald, so with that aside, it's time for this new adventure to begin for real.
Yup, here we go. And I actually already have the perfect team in mind. It's a team I've wanted to use for a very long time, so this will be the best chance for that. And you all know I got to do it in style as well, so those regular colored peasant Pokemon won't be on my team if you get my drift.
Oh boy, here we go with Donald's Russian contacts again. Anyway, our mom gave us the running shoes and the bicycle right off the bat, which is great. And probably the best feature of this game is our Pokemon follow us from the get-go, and the sizes are all correct too, unlike the regular Brilliant Diamond. Boy, did that piss a lot of people off.
There are some glitches in this though I've noticed, but nothing really game-breaking. The running animation sometimes is a bit weird, and in battles, the background sometimes looks like an acid trip.
I don't mind those, to be honest, Obama. Also, some other features in this game include an unlimited repel, which we can use from the key items pocket. And there's some kid in the Jubilife City Trainer School who can give us an unlimited rare candy, which never runs out. Now that is my kind of item.
Hey, check it out, it's Palmer. Barry's frontier brain dad, who we barely ever see. He's as strong as Cynthia, apparently, but we won't be battling him for a very long time. And Donald, the infinite repel is fine, but no way are you using that rare candy. That's not going to be any fun if you do.
Yeah, don't do that, Donald. We actually want you to win this properly. And remember who the champion is in this game too. Our Wonder Woman Cynthia. The original demon of the Pokemon world with her absolutely cracked Garchomp, who, by the way, is way higher leveled in this game.
All the Pokemon in this game are way higher level than normal Obama, so what difference does it make to me? The only thing is, I think all the Pokemon have max IV and EVs, so that will make things even more difficult. But there is one lady in Jubilife or Heart Home City who can boost our entire party to max IVs if I give her a golden bottle cap.
The key thing there is finding a golden bottle cap Donald, which is already a pain in the ass normally. But anyway, look, we're about to get the starter Pokemon who will carry us throughout this game, so who are you going to pick?
I am going to be picking Chimchar because he's my favorite starter out of them all, Joe. But in this game, you can actually get all three of them, and that's what I plan on doing, since when do you ever get to use all the starter Pokemon at once in a playthrough? It's a win-win-win situation.
A triple win situation. All right, if that's the plan, then go for it, Donald. That's half the team already decided, and we haven't even made it to Sanjam Town, so who are the other three going to be then? Since you're the one playing, I bet one of them will be a dragon type.
You always need a dragon type in a playthrough of Pokemon, but this game actually has fairy types in it, so I got to be careful about those. And actually, the 3 Sinnoh Region starter Pokemon won't be permanent. At least Piplup and Turtwig. Because you can actually get the starter Pokemon from every other region in this game too, so I'll use one starter from each region.
Interesting strategy, Donald. So are you going to tell us which other starters you're going to use, or are they going to be a surprise? You could let some of the viewers choose two if you like, or just pick them yourself.
Barry wants to battle you right now, though. And of course, he picks the Pokemon that's super effective against us, which in normal situations would be a pain, but any of the grass-type starters are really strong, so his Piplup won't be an issue.
Barry here can actually be quite the formidable trainer later on. Plus, I have no idea what team he plans on using in this game since fairy types have been included which aren't in the normal Renegade Platinum ROM. Either way, he won't ever beat me. I am just too good, and being Donald Trump means I automatically get a stat boost.
So you're saying your name means you get a stat boost? How the hell does that work, Donald? If that's some ploy to use that unlimited rare candy, then I'm going to be watching you like a hawk in this playthrough. Obama may be a piece of shit Pokemon trainer, but at least he is a piece of shit with dignity.
I can't tell if that was supposed to be a compliment or not, Joe, but all right, I'll pretend I never heard any of that. It looks like our boy has this first battle of the series under control. We even had Ember to begin with, which means Barry had Bubble on his Piplup, but he never bothered to use it.
To be fair, I'd have lost this battle if he had used Bubble Obama. And we even had an Oranberry on Chimchar too, which I never put there, so it looks like the game is trying to help me out. What a nice developer for giving me that berry. Maybe this is the game you should have played, Obama.
Yeah, it's holding your hand quite a lot so far. I wonder what else they've added to make things easier or at least improve the quality of life. I bet there's an EXP share and affection toggle too. We definitely need affection turned off though, because I don't want Cynthia's Garchomp surviving with 1 health point left so she wouldn't be upset.
Oh man, that would be a problem. But I actually have a brilliant big brain strat for dealing with the Elite Four. I have one move in mind which I saw Obama use in the last playthrough, which can basically carry me through this whole game once I get it.
I already know what move you're thinking of. That will all be revealed later, though. Barry here wants us to investigate Lake Verity with him to find the mystery legendary Pokemon which lives there. And boy, does this music hit me in the feels. It's like I'm on a nostalgia trip right now.
Yo, those water graphics put Scarlet, Violet, Sword, and Shield to shame, though. Just look at that. I think the graphics for this game have definitely been upscaled, but it also helps we have an NVIDIA 490 for this too.
Yeah, well, the 5090 comes out in a few days. Joe and I will be getting my hands on that. Being a billionaire has its perks, you know, so there's no way those scalpers will get the best of me. Also, this is our first introduction to Cyrus too. What a madman he is.
Cyrus is more like Giovanni in that he barely shows emotion and is quite level-headed for a supervillain. The others are way more emotional, like Archie and Maxie, always making noise and screaming. And the funny thing is, they're both older than Cyrus too.
Hey guys, look. This shaman just appeared and gave us this incense burner so we can encounter Pokemon from other regions, although it's not functioning right now, so I guess the devs are still working on this feature. But we put flowers in it from different regions and burn them to get the Pokemon from that corresponding region.
If it's not working right now, then why give it to us? I guess to show what features they'll be adding soon, but anyway, with all this Lake Verity crap aside, it's time we headed back out to Sandgem Town to meet up with the Professor and Dawn again, who's smoking hot, by the way.
Donald, please keep this PG rated. We're only 10 minutes into the new series and I don't want you getting the channel banned again. Plus, we still have to see if you're actually going to be good as a Pokemon trainer, or if you're just all talk.
And here is good old Sandgem Town. Nothing really special about this place, except it's where the tutorial is and where the professor's lab is too. We only visit him like 3 times throughout the whole game, but maybe he has more of a prominent role in this one.
His lab looks exactly the same as usual, though. And of course, we get the same spiel about going on a journey with the Pokedex and visiting each gym. The funny thing is how comes we're the only person in the whole of Sinnoh who does this, whilst everyone just can't be bothered.
All right, Donald, to the right there is his briefcase, and you know what's going to be in there, don't you? As soon as this old fart has stopped talking, you're going to head over there and steal the other 2 Pokemon for our team.
What's even funnier is Professor Rowan here is only 60 years old, whilst Donald and I are like 20 years older than him and going out on a Pokemon journey. Goes to show he's just lazy if 2 80-year-olds are able to still go on adventures like we are.
You have a good point there, buddy. And now this fool is looking through our bag and found the incense burner. Not that it means anything right now anyway. But with all this aside, we won't be seeing him again for quite a while.
He honestly just doesn't stop talking, and it's so annoying. He's an all right professor, though, but my favorite definitely has to be Professor Juniper. She is hot and pretty and clever and my type of woman. Also, she was the first female professor, too.
There was actually that other female professor on the 3DS who was in that one stupid app thing from the eShop who we've never seen again. So yeah, apart from them, there hasn't been any others. And now we finally get the other starter Pokemon too.
If you don't plan on using these two for the full game, Donald, then at least use them for Rourke's gym. He uses Rock-type Pokemon, and trust me, he's not a pushover in this game. His team actually can change too every time we battle him, so if you lose, don't expect to fight the same team again.
Wow, Obama, you honestly expect someone like me to lose to a peasant like Rourke and his silly rocks? Did you forget who you're talking to? There's no way I'm losing to him in this game, and as a matter of fact, I won't be losing to anyone at all. I'm not, you remember.
Okay, and with that, we've got 3 members now and haven't even walked into tall grass or used Pokeballs yet. LMAO. Awesome start to the series, in my opinion, and let's see what other Pokemon you have in mind for the series, Donald. Are you going to give us a clue?
I can tell you the next Pokemon for our team can actually be received from Jubilife City and the one after that from Oribur City. Basically, we will have a full team by the time we get to Hearthome City. That's my plan anyway.
And Dawn is giving us the lowdown on how this game works, even though we already know all this shit. I feel like they could have cut this part out since they cut the catching tutorial out. It's not like it's going to be difficult to work out what these buildings are for new players anyway.
Well, yeah, but something could have changed. Dawn, however, told us to go home to say goodbye to our mom, who we will probably never ever see again until Donald becomes champion anyway. And hey, look, she has an Eevee in here too.
And gave us a guidebook, which I'll definitely check out to see what's going to be new in this ROM hack. I'm sure there's other things we've missed out on. But yeah, she has an Eevee here, and I never planned on using one of these for our team since we've used it a lot before. I'll take it and just leave it in the PC box, though.
And of course, Barry's mom shows up here too, since he left without saying bye to her or even taking his town map, so we have to play courier driver for this part of the game and deliver it to him. But I agree on you not using that Eevee. Saying that though, we haven't used a Leafeon or Glaceon yet, Donald.
I think that's because those 2 evolutions are garbage, Obama. Why would you ever use a Pokemon that's one type only, especially Ice type at that? It has the most weaknesses out of any Pokemon, and Grass type follows up as a close second regarding that too.
At least we can access our PC box from anywhere in the world, so we don't have to always run back to a Pokemon Center. That has to be one of the best features in this game and the newer games as well. Along with asking if we want to use another repel or not too.
And boom, we get to choose our drips right here as well. So many clothes to choose from, Donald, but since we're playing Platinum, you know there's only one type of outfit we'll need for this playthrough. The Platinum outfit has to be one of the best in the series.
Definitely one of the best. And we can even change our gender from this menu too, which I'm sure will make Donald very happy. At least all the beginning tutorial stuff is done now, so we can leave Twin Leaf Town for good.
Oh, our mom just can't let us go, can she? Here she is again telling us we can walk with our Pokemon right from the get-go, though. Only if the original Platinum had this feature, then I'd say it would be the best game ever. Along with Black and White, too.
Yo man, that little Chimchar is adorable. And I'm surprised there hasn't been any monkey jokes from either of you yet, by the way. What's up with that, Ben?
Oh, don't worry, we're just getting started here, Obama. But hey, how about we end this first episode, boys? This is going to be a wonderful new series for you all.
Yeah, good idea, Joey. This will definitely be a great series of how a pro likes me schools Obama in Pokemon battles. But that's all to come, so remember to like and subscribe and become a member of the channel if you want early access to the new series.
I bet you'll lose against Rourke Donnie. He is actually really tough. I lost to him a few times when I played through Renegade Platinum during your inauguration back in 2016.
Yeah, that's because you were the one playing, and ignoring my speech too. But with that, we will see you all in episode 2 very soon. We hope you all have a lovely rest of your week.
I'll make sure Bush is in the next one so he can witness your battle against Rourke Donald. That should be one for the books if you actually go and lose LMAO.
Maybe Shaman Jizzy Joe Biden should come back and start making predictions about Donald's playthrough now, instead of abusing me all the time.
Yo everyone, welcome to part 2 of Pokemon Luminescent Platinum. In this episode, I'll be making my way to Oribur City, and we shall see if we have time to take on Rourke or not. But we'll definitely make it there. We also have a crap ton of battle in between getting to Oribur anyway, so make sure to hit that like and subscribe button.
Yo-Yo Jizzy Joe Biden is back at it again too. Let's see how this playthrough goes now someone as incompetent or stupid as Obama isn't playing. Donald, I expect straight W's in this series with absolutely no losses whatsoever.
And hot damn Dawn wants to straight up battle here, Donnie. No catching tutorial or anything in this game, boys. This is what will separate the peasants from the men. Let's see how strong she is too.
I am back, everyone, for this new playthrough. I hope you're all happy to see me. I left the other one Obama was playing because it was just tragic to watch. But I know he somehow beat the Nuzlocke and won the battle against Red 2. Let's hope Donald does a much better job here, though.
And of course, when Donald plays, every Pokemon has to be a shiny because his ego is just so big. It can't even be contained on planet Earth. Donald, is this really necessary, bro? Normal colored Pokemon are still awesome, you know.
This was absolutely necessary because I hate the normal colored Pokemon Obama, and this is also my game, so I'll play it how I like. And talking of which, I'll be asking the viewers the question for this video, which is, which city in Sinnoh would you guys love to live in if you could, and why? Personally, I like Jubilife City since the background theme for it is without a doubt the best.
I'd live in Canalave City because I could go fishing there every day, Donald. But you do realize the music isn't actually there in real life, right? This is just a game at the end of the day. But boy, is this music in the route we're in right now really hitting me in the feels.
This guidebook will be really useful for us boys. Look at everything new in this game. Also, we saw lots of suggestions for Pokemon we should use in the comments for episode 1, but we just want to say a lot of them aren't in this game, such as Gumi. But I'm sure Donald will be open to suggestions.
So apparently we can adjust a lot of settings in the Pokemon Center when we use the PC box, so whilst we go heal, you should do that, Donald.
Nothing else to really see in there, but here goes our first battle of the game, other than Dawn, guys. This lass here thinks she's going to take down our boy, but she's going to in for a world of hurt. And the Pokemon are already different right off the bat, and each trainer also has double the amount of Pokemon they normally would have too.
This fat furball won't be taking down my shiny overpowered Chimchar. I also need to make sure I give each Pokemon those items that boost their respective typings, so I need to find a charcoal for Chimchar. You can actually find every item in the game in this ROM hack, so that will be really useful.
Those will be really easy to find, Donald, because I can whip out the guidebook for you if you like. We can use that to find items off screen and then tell the viewers where they are if they want to play along with us.
Don't tell Donald though, dude. Let him find the items himself since there's so many around anyway as it is. You can even find every TM on the ground too, all the way up to like TM 102 or something. So Donald doesn't really have an excuse to lose battles in this playthrough.
So far he's done well against a Sandrit and a Bidoof. And I guess you can count Dawn and her Turtwig in that as well. This is a better start than Obama has ever had, that's for sure. I have a feeling everyone will be less stressed in this run.
He was so mean and abusive to me, though, when I played through Storm Silver. So I still think he deserves some of that back, Jizzy Joe. You can't deny me that, and neither can you, Bush.
Yeah, keep talking, Barry. Anyway, here we are in Jubilife City, guys. This theme is an absolute banger, too. It just makes me feel so happy and like I'm a 10-year-old again spending time in one of my summer estates playing Pokemon Diamond.
Bet I have more summer estates than you do now, Donald. Just because you live in the White House now doesn't make you some big Don you know. Anyway, we need to head right to the trainer school to give that map to Barry.
Hey, before that, though, it's our man Looker. Probably my favorite character from the Pokemon series, and they modeled him so well in this game. He even runs about hiding behind stuff again, which is really cute.
You all heard it here, everyone. Obama called Looker cute. I didn't know you swang that way, man, but I guess you were married to a Michael. Anyway, he goes and spills his secret identity to us, which is quite weird if you think about it. Imagine telling some random 10-year-old kids you're an international spy. James Bond would be very different.
I think James Bond would have got canceled if that happened, Donald. But off he goes running around. He's actually on the prowl right now for Team Galactic, but we're not supposed to know about them at this point.
We'll be seeing more of him later on, though. He's a key part of Pokemon Platinum, so I hope they kept him the exact same in this ROM hack. The graphics definitely look way better, though, especially in this city. The lighting effects are really good, and the bloom, too.
We basically have ray tracing in Pokemon as far as I'm concerned now, guys. And I also see you've managed to contact your buddies and get the other 2 starter Pokemon in their shiny forms as well. You said you weren't even going to use them for the whole playthrough, so what's the point?
Because you fool, I will need those 2 to beat Rourke. He uses a full team of 6 Pokemon, all being rock types with the most busted moves ever. And I saw some guy comment in the last video that you played a harder game, Obama, and that I can't grill you. Well, that person never played this game. It is actually really difficult.
Donald is coping right now. But that aside, there's nothing else for us to do here, bro. So how about we head off in the east direction and make our way to a town where there is actually things to do. You may want to live here, but it's a super boring city, Donald.
At least this bozo just gives us the Apple Watch in this game, and I don't have to go around chasing those clowns and answering their stupid questions for a cookie or whatever it was. But yeah, time to head east, and we have an important battle, boys.
Wow, you're recording this quite late at night, Donnie. As president, shouldn't you be getting your 8 hours of sleep so you're all energized for a day's work at running our country? You'd never have caught me playing Pokemon at 1 in the morning during my term.
That's the difference between me and you, though. You're a little simp from Michael, and that's all you have going for you. Meanwhile, I can run an entire country and pump out these videos for our viewers like I'm a one-man factory. I even edit these after you all go to bed, too.
Time to focus now, though, Donald. Barry has patiently been waiting here for you to arrive, which is actually the most ironic thing ever. He always ends up waiting for us to battle him when he has patience issues. And on top of all that, he has a Munchlax.
Well, right now he has a Pidgey, which is definitely a new Pokemon. We have to work out what Pokemon are actually in this game and aren't so time to check the guide out, I think, boys. I believe you can actually find Tinkaton in this game, which would make a fun team member.
We can't get Tinkaton, yet Jizzy Joe. That incense burner needs a Paldea flower in it for that, but they haven't programmed it at the time of this recording yet, so we will have to make do with the team Donald has concocted using that tiny brain of his.
Man is about to hit 5 times with Bullet Seed, though, all to take out this Pidgey, which is a big W for us. Although you're using Turtwig against a Pokemon which could probably one-shot it with Air Cutter or Wing Attack Donald.
Damn, our boy Barry here is sending out a Ralts now, too. He probably saw Wally and thought he could be like him and eventually use a Galad. I don't know if Barry will change his team throughout this game or not, but seeing a Ralts this early is quite ominous.
And using Turtwig again is probably not the best move, but let's see what happens. And on the point of teams changing, he definitely does change his team, like every trainer in this game can. The gym leaders in Elite Four can for sure.
Damn, that Ralts was a quite pushover for Turtwig. Good going, bro. I remember using Turtwig the first time I played through Pokemon Diamond back in the day. It carried me throughout most of the game because the starter always ended up being the highest level Pokemon when you're a kid.
Oh, and I forgot the trainers we battle against in this ROM hack have some fetish for using items constantly in battles. Even normal trainers have things like Citrus Berries or Focus Sash. It just makes this game all the more difficult, and you said Storm Silver was such a hard game, Obama.
True, I have to be on Donnie's side for this argument, Obama. Storm Silver was only difficult because you had Kanto to deal with and mainly because it was you playing. Donald would have sweeped that game. He's not playing this one as a Nuzlocke to show you up.
Right, of course, because that's definitely the reason why. But hey, at least he beat Barry here in his team of like 4 Pokemon compared to the usual 2. In the normal games, he'd have a Starly at this point.
Right, so with that out the way, keep making your way to Orberg, Donald, and we actually have a few extra battles in this route and 2 double battles even. These battles could end up being an absolute pain in the ass for the videos, so we won't ever get anywhere if all we do is keep battling.
I can cut some out, Joe, if it takes too long. I don't particularly want to sit through a full 6-on-6 battle against every other trainer because there are so many that have full teams. Even these ones right now have like 3 or 4 Pokemon, but at least they're low level.
This kid has 2, but he has Pokemon from the Hoenn region now, it seems. I gotta say, though, I think generally speaking, Pokemon from Sinnoh could be considered the overall strongest, mainly because Arceus carries the whole region by himself.
Joe has some solid Pokemon too, though, like Tyranitar, Lugia, and Ho-Oh. But yeah, I think you're right in that Sinnoh has the most overpowered ones. I mean, Giratina could nuke Pokemon from basically every other region by himself.
You say that, but you always got that one person who comments how strong Ultra Necrozma is just because it has the light that burns the sky, which is a stupid name to begin with and a mouthful too. And Arceus can just change its type to whatever that move is weak against, and then it has no effect. So Ultra Necrozma can suck an egg.
I agree with that. I don't even like Ultra Necrozma. All it has going for it is being a Nuzlocke killer. In the anime, it does absolutely nothing, and we barely see it. It just has big wings and a stupid rainbow face going for it.
You guys are high in the sky saying Ultra Necrozma is bad. It is super powerful and could give the Creation Trio a run for their money, I'm sure. I'm sure it would eventually lose because Dialga and Palkia can just stop time and space around it and Giratina would probably eat it or whatever it does. But Necrozma would hold up better than other legends.
Mewtwo would destroy Ultra Necrozma. It could switch to Mega Form Y and then obliterate it. I'm sorry, but I just don't like Ultra Necrozma at all, Bush. And that's my opinion, and the opinion of the other 2 as well. Surprisingly, we all agree on something for once.
Hey, check it out, guys. Donald has got our Chimchar up to level 15, and that means it's going to evolve. We're going to get Monferno now, and that will be useful for taking on Rourke since we should get some fighting-type moves as well.
Here he is. The shiny monkey has become much stronger. And the best move we'll ever get on it is probably Close Combat and Flare Blitz. But we won't be getting those for quite a while anyway. For now, though, I need to find some strong fighting type moves to teach to this monkey.
Mach Punch here will do for now. Although it's actually not very strong, to be honest. We also get Low Sweep soon, so if you get that before Rourke 2, then we should be Gucci for his battle.
Right, this playthrough is already going so well, and I am so happy to be a part of it. And now we have our first double battle of the game, too, so let's see what these lasses have in store for us. Probably some broken Pokemon with stupid items on them is my guess.
Oh boy, here we go. They have 5 Pokemon in total, which means this battle could drag on. You better one-shot these peasants, Donald. We don't have time to be sitting around battling noobs like this who won't ever get anywhere.
They have a stupid Psyduck and a Spearow, so this battle will last about the same as you do with Jill Jizzy Joe. These 2 little punks are about to get schooled by a real champion, just watch.
Hot damn, didn't expect that kind of slander to start appearing in episode 2, but fair play, Donald, you had an open goal there, you took the shot and scored. And that Psyduck got clapped big time as well.
Shut your trap, Barry. He didn't fucking score anything. Donald is on his high horse right now and thinks he's some big shot because he hasn't lost a battle so far, when we've only gone against a total of like 5 trainers. One of them was basically a tutorial to battling 2.
Now look who's coping, but sure believe whatever you want, my guy. This battle is going on longer than I thought it would, though. Somehow I haven't been able to one-shot a stupid Fearow, which, by the way, I think is one of the worst bird Pokemon out of them all.
They also have a Sunkern, which is probably the worst Pokemon in existence. I mean, why would anyone want to use that piece of garbage, saying that it did survive our hits, which is quite sad, to be honest, Donald.
And now it thinks it's going to start healing itself up. And their second Pokemon is a Cobone, talking about Sad Bush, that Pokemon probably has the saddest backstory ever. And then Team Rocket goes and kills one in Kanto.
They go and do that to a lot more Pokemon than just Cubone and Marowak, though. No other team in the history of Pokemon has ever done that, so I'd say Team Rocket are the most brutal and evil. They have no filter, pretty much kind of like Donald.
He has taken these 2 girls down to their last Pokemon, though, and it's a Marill. This Pokemon reminds me of Lyra from Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and all that does is make me feel really angry because we all hate Lyra.
Technically speaking, it's an Azurill Obama, but yeah, it still reminds me of Lyra too, and she is such a piece of trash trainer. She does nothing for us, and I am so glad we don't have to visit Johto again anytime soon.
Okay, boys, Donald finally made it to Orberg. Nothing of interest happened between the last battle and getting here except trainers with like 4 Pokemon each, which was so annoying. But hey, at least we can take on the gym now.
Actually, I won't be doing that now, Joe, because we need to get the next member for our team, which a very special someone gives us here. Everyone will be happy to see who it is and which Pokemon it is, too. We also need to go find Rourke as well.
He's hiding in his mind looking for fossils, Donald. And damn Steven is the special someone you were talking about then. And of course he's going to give us a Beldum, which will be very useful for taking on Rourke too, since Steel is super effective against rock types.
Exactly, my dude. I'm playing 5D chess now, boys, whilst Rourke and his silly rocks are still playing jump rope or whatever it is he does in his spare time. Anyway, this Beldum will be very useful for my team. And now it's time to head into the mines.
I assume you'll be keeping everyone in suspense, then Donald and battle Rourke in part 3, which is such a tease. But if that's the case, then how about we wrap this episode up and thank everyone for watching. You guys also got to make sure you hit the like and subscribe button and join our channel if you want early access to videos.
Yeah, you guys all got to make sure you do that. And Donald, are you going to name any of our Pokemon? Or are you going to be boring and pretend to be like Ash and not name anything? At least I would have done that by now.
You'll have to wait and see, but I do like sometimes playing without naming the Pokemon too. Maybe some will be named and maybe others won't. But anyway, Rourke is done here smashing rocks, and I also found some cool items too.
We can sell them to make bank, and then you can buy some healing items which we'll need for the battle. Right now we can only use peasant items though, so don't even think about using full restores.
Yo, Rourke, let us choose a stone. I guess this would be to evolve that Eevee we got earlier, but as we're not using one, I guess I can sell this thing too.
So you chose the shiny stone then. I have no idea what that does, but I guess we won't be finding out if you're going to sell it, Donald.
Okay, well, I'm out. See you all soon in part 3, guys, and have a great week in whatever you get up to. See you all very soon.
Welcome to part 3, everyone. Jumping right into the gym battle with Rourke so as to not waste anyone's time, especially mine. I am a very busy man, so hit that like and subscribe button. Donald, will you also give us your plan for the battle too, bro?
The plan for this battle is to take him down, Joe. His stupid rock types won't get in my way. Even if he has max IV and EV Pokemon, it won't matter to me. My team is full of shiny Pokemon, and that's all I need to win.
Time to see if you're all talk or you actually are half decent at Pokemon battles. If you lose this Donald, then you may as well go switch to Yu-Gi-Oh or something. Anyway, here we go, boys, the battle for our first gym badge of the Sinnoh Region.
And he's leading off with a Shieldon, a super rare fossil Pokemon from way back when. This guy has mad defense stats, so you're going to have to hit him really hard if you want a chance to nuke this guy.
And oh my God, this guy is kicking off the battle by eating a goddamn berry. I mean, seriously? This is what I'm talking about with how hard this game is going to be, Obama, and you think Storm Silver is so much more difficult? None of the gym leaders in that game ever used berries like this.
Oh man, and he's going to chip away at our health with Stealth Rock every time you switch out too, bro. This guy isn't playing around. It's like he's using a full-on competitive team to play a normal playthrough of Pokemon Platinum.
This will be interesting for sure. But hey, 1 down and 5 to go. And his next Pokemon is a Rhyhorn here. He thinks he's acting like Giovanni now using that Pokemon. You better win this, Donald.
I mean, using Monferno probably isn't the best idea, to be honest, even if the fighting type moves are strong against these rocks. But Bulldoze, which he just used, is probably Rourke's most powerful move, so maybe I should have trained up some more.
At least with Power Up Punch, which is a new move, we learn our attack stat gets boosted each time we use it. With that one move, you could potentially win the whole battle by just spamming it. And our attack is already really high too.
That Beldum is only level 10, though, which probably wasn't the best level to keep it at for this battle, Donald. Does it even have Steel types moves? If it does, I bet it's like Metal Claw, which is just garbage anyway, but at least we have a Grass type and Water type.
Talking of which, there goes Monferno thanks to Anorith, which I bet you weren't expecting him to have, and now either Turtwig or Piplup will be the one to come and save you. I didn't even know that Pokemon could learn Aqua Jet either.
I think Anorith is also part bug type, so Monferno probably was the best option, but now it's gone Turtwig might just about clutch this. The main issue we have is we can't even buy revives at this point in the game, so this makes it all the more difficult.
My little shiny Turtwig did, in fact, clutch this round, though, Joe, so take whatever it was you said back. Now, I think I'm definitely in control of the battle for the time being, but yeah, that is a bummer we can't buy revives. I really need some of those right about now.
Rourke has every fossil Pokemon there is for this battle by the looks of it. Now he's sent out many, but since this is a water type, hopefully Bullet Seed can one-shot this, or at least get a lot of damage in.
Or Turtwig can get one tap by Aurora Beam. Of course, we should have expected that. That was his counter against Grass-type Pokemon. Rourke has thought of every counter, and you went into this battle all cocky Donald. And we can't even resurrect anyone.
And our man here is knockoff too, which does more damage if we're holding an item. Of course, you gave Piplup the Mystic Water, which has backfired against you as big-time Donald. So now what's the plan going to be?
He's just going to brute force his way to victory by the looks of it, Joe. I mean, what else can he really do at this point in the battle? We can't heal or revive or do anything except hope for the best. I bet Donald is on the edge of his seat now, though.
This nose pass is sure going to be annoying because it'll have Sturdy for sure. They always have that stupid ability which I demand to be banned, and as president, I'm sure I can make that happen. Either that or he will have a focus sash on his Pokemon too.
Oh my God, now he has Thunder Shock to counter water types as well. Yeah, this playthrough is going to be super rough for you, Donald. I take back what I said about me having a more difficult time.
This is going to be such a close battle, though. Donald has got Rourke down to 2 Pokemon left, including this nose pass, so it's anyone's guess on who's going to win this thing. I do hope you actually come through victorious, though, bro.
And boom, there goes his stupid nose pass. And the Sandstorm shouldn't affect us either, since Beldum should be immune to that move, or at least I hope so. Either way, it's not that important, but now, Donald, you got to win this thing, bro.
Yup, and we all know who his last Pokemon is going to be. I guess I got to be happy he isn't using a Rampardos with Head Smash and the Rock Head ability. That would make this an even more miserable battle than it has been so far.
Damn Iron Head did a lot of damage. Just another one of those to win this whole thing, buddy. I'm sure you can win this and prove to Obama you're the GOAT at Pokemon battles.
I think you spoke too soon there, Joe. Of course, the Cranidos would have a citrus berry on it, which basically healed up all of its health, and we have absolutely no healing items to use in this battle. Oh boy, are we in for a rough ride, guys?
Wow, all we have is a gosh darn antidote in our bag. Donald, you severely fucked up here, bro. I know we can't buy revives, but you could have at least bought some potions. Surely they're being sold in the Pokemarts, right?
Okay, well, Rourke is a little rock-type bitch, and I hate him with all my guts and soul. He deserves to be banished to the distortion world forever and ever, where Garatina can feed upon him and his silly team.
Okay, we're back, everyone, and this time Donald has done some training with our team, and I think we have some new evolutions too, isn't that right? Also, this time I think we have a better strat too.
Hang on, guys. I know you and Bush went for a very long McDonald's lunch break, but you missed what happened in between Donald healing up and this battle starting. So are you going to tell them what happened, Donald, or will I have to?
Everything Joe is about to say is fake news, and you shouldn't listen to him and instead focus on how I'm going to actually crush Rourke this time. Just you wait and watch.
Looks like I'm going to have to tell everyone. So basically, Donald battled Rourke another 3 times before this battle and lost all of them. And now he's going into this one pretending it's his second time battling Rourke just for the video.
Oh, did he now, Joe? So you lost to Rourke a total 4 times, Donald? And you've been going on about how great you are? At least I managed to beat all the gym leaders and Elite 4 members in red and blue in one go. But you took 4 tries to beat this fool.
Listen, did you not hear anything I just said, you donkey? Everything Joe said is fake news and all that didn't happen at all, and there is no video evidence of it happening either. I made sure to delete all that LMAO.
Okay, losing to Rourke 4 times in a row is quite bad for you, Donald. I mean, Obama has a point. He never actually lost a battle, but only the Pokemon within the battle. If this was a Nuzlocke, he would have lost it 4 times over.
I got to say, I'm on the big Don's side for this one. This game is just 10 billion times more what Obama Trauma played. I could have ultra-hardcore Nuzlocke Storm Silver with my eyes closed and being asleep at the same time. This game, however, is a whole other ball game.
And here we go. I got our Turtwig evolved into Grottle. I love this Pokemon, actually, and it's going to slam its way through Rourke's team. Also, thanks for taking my side, Joey boy. I still think you're a little shit, though.
Oh, we are so not glossing over the fact that you lost 4 times, Donald, but whatever. The truth is out there now for everyone to make a judgment on. In other news, Rourke's team seems to be stronger this time around. He didn't have this thing before.
Yeah, and each member of his team has a counter for rock-type weaknesses. Lunatone is also part psychic type, which is not very helpful against our team, especially Monferno, since fighting is weak against psychic types.
Alrighty, well, it's gone now, but I suspect if he had Lunatone, then he may also have a Cell Rock on his team, too. Those two are always together in one form or another. And personally, those are 2 Pokemon which I think should have got Mega Evolutions as well.
He has a Lileep now, though, which is another fossil Pokemon, but none of them are in their final forms. Actually, after beating the Elite 4 and Cynthia, all the gym leaders will challenge us again to battles. Donald and their teams will be even more broken.
I think their teams will be in the level 70 and maybe even level 80 range, which should be interesting to watch how he deals with those. Knowing him, though, the whole team will be level 100 by then, and each one will be Arceus with a different plate.
We only have 2 Pokemon left to deal with, though. And now he's going to be sending out another fossil Pokemon, of course, and it's Kabuto. This little thing wrecked Donald in the other 3 battles I thought you'd all like to know.
Joe, can you please stop outing me like that, man? What did I ever do to you? Plus, it's like you have bipolar as well, because one minute you're on my side, and the next you're nuking my Pokemon skills in front of everyone.
I mean, he is pushing like 85 years old, so what do you expect? And by the way, so are you. Imagine the 2 last people we have in charge were 80 plus years old, and apparently I'm the bad one at Pokemon games.
Oh my God, Rourke is loading his whole team up with berries, I swear. This thing just ate some random one I've never heard to try survive, when in reality all it's doing is wasting its time against me. He knows he can't win 5 times in a row, surely.
Yeah, that berry was called the Rindo berry. Now that has to be made up because none of us have ever used or heard of it before. To be honest, we probably take berries for granted, as some of them are really useful for getting rid of confusion and the like without wasting a turn using a full restore.
The only berry I ever remember is the Oran berry, because everyone uses those. But even then, they don't heal us up much, so using a full restore is usually always the better option. Even if it wastes a turn, it also removes status effects too.
Okay, boys, as you can see, we have a Prinplup now as well. Personally, I think this is probably the worst middle stage evolution of a starter Pokemon there is, because it looks so boring to me. Like it's just a normal penguin, to be honest. Nothing special about that.
Agreed, this one is dull as hell, and they could have made it look more interesting. My favorite middle stage evolution of a starter is probably Grovyle or Monferno, though. Marshtomp is funny too, and Wartortle is awesome as well.
Everyone loves Wartortle Obama. But hey, talking about love, I love you more than I did before Donald for finally beating this noob Rourke. I love you as a friend, though, okay, before that gets taken out of context.
And after what felt like a million years, our boy has finally got the first gym badge of the Sinnoh Region. This is sure going to be a long series if every battle ends up being like this one. And worst of all, they probably will be, because it's only going to get harder from here on out.
Rourke gave us stickers too, which I guess we can attach to our balls, so when the Pokemon comes out, it looks all pretty and nice instead of the standard entrance. There is even an option for that in the settings menu as well. But anyway, yeah, well done, Donnie.
You sound so happy I won Obama, but why should I care what you think? Now, though we got to heal, and then I shall be battling these reporters here to gain the next member for our team, actually who'll end up being a permanent member.
This is kind of like what Obama had to do in Storm Silver to get the starter Pokemon, but at least he got the questions right more than you have, buddy. These aren't even difficult to begin with, and yet you still messed them up.
It's been a while since we visited the Hoenn region, and all these questions based off that, so I can't remember them off the top of my head, Joe. I got them right now, though, which means it's battle time.
And if these are Hoenn Region questions, then I guess we all know what Pokemon they'll be using to battle us. Which means I also know what Pokemon you'll be choosing from them too, Donald. The most broken and overpowered starter Pokemon you can get.
Don't spoil it, though, right now, Bush. Some of the viewers might not have an idea on who the next permanent member will be, and I've been so angry we never got to use this one since Obama got it killed in his Storm Silver Nuzlocke.
Oh boy, I know who you're going to pick then. And speaking on that, I saw some comments from people saying you should use a Spian in this series too, because I also lost that one in Storm Silver as well. What do you think about that idea, dude?
We use evolutions so much already, and I find them boring now, to be honest. I also saw some people say Leafeon is actually really strong, which is fair enough, but I hate using single-type Pokemon in a playthrough, especially a game as difficult as this one.
You say that, but I bet you'd have won against Rourke on your first try if you had a Leafeon, but instead you lost to him using starter Pokemon, which is just embarrassing, by the way. I sure won't be letting you live that one down.
The next gym leader is Gardenia, and she's also known to be quite the tough cookie, so we'll see how Donald does against her and her cracked Roserade. Personally, I always had trouble with her because she'll have counters for fire-type Pokemon.
Yeah, she can be pretty tough. Although Volkner arguably is one of the strongest gym leaders you can find in the series, so I'm looking forward to that battle. Also, Maylene in Veilstone City can also be really tough too. Her team counters flying-type Pokemon hard.
None of them will give me a challenge like Rourke has. By the time we get to Gardenia, the team will be stronger, and Monferno will basically be carrying the whole team with his huge balls and fists. He is the most OP starter fire type you can get and should have got a mega evolution.
Agreed on that take, bro. And now these reporters have been beaten, which means you get to choose the Pokemon you want. And the good thing about this game, unlike Storm Silver, is that you can get all three of them at once. The Storm Silver was being stupid about not letting us do that, to be honest.
And of course, Donald chose Mudkip as our next permanent member, which means Printblup is getting smacked right into the PC box, I assume. Along with Grovel now as well.
That is right, and with that we're going to be ending this episode now, guys, so thanks so much for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe button, as it really helps the channel out, and share the video with everyone you know who loves Pokemon.
And don't forget, Donald lost to Rourke 4 times in a row, but yeah, thanks guys, and stay tuned for part 4 coming out very soon. Have a lovely weekend with whatever you're up to.
Hey, I just realized Bush despawned and we haven't heard from him for a while. I wonder what happened to that guy.
Oh, I silently kicked him because he was annoying me, Obama.
Donald, where did this little guy come from? I don't remember you having a Larvitar in the last few episodes, but I must say you have chosen a solid Pokemon for the team, and this guy needs more love than it already gets.
You can find Larvitar in this area north of Orber City for those interested in playing this game and using one yourselves. And by the way, just because you're Jizzy Joe doesn't mean you can't do a proper intro for the video.
Yeah, hi everyone, welcome to part 4. The most sane one amongst us shall do the intro today, so hit that like and subscribe button. Share the video and consider becoming a member of the channel if you want early access to videos. Now, today Donald should be making his way to Eterna City where the next gym is.
That's before I get interrupted by these two fools. Of course, Team Galactic are going to show up now, and this is our first encounter with them. And the Grunts actually have decent Pokemon with good moves compared to the standard game, which makes me wonder how broken the admins are going to be.
Well, the first admin battle is coming up soon against Commander Mars. And she has a Purr Ugly, which is a super annoying Pokemon and kind of looks like my wife when she's mad at me. And then you have Commander Jupiter with probably the worst Pokemon out of the 3 admins being Skuntank, and finally there is Commander Saturn with a Toxicroak.
Hang on, where did this Bulbasaur come from, Donald? Is that little guy going to be the 4th member of our team then? The Grass-type starter from Kanto. Which, to be honest, makes sense because we've never used a Venusaur before, And now we have starter Pokemon from 3 regions too.
Yeah, personally, I like Sceptile the best as my favorite grass-type starter Pokemon, but we can't have 2 Pokemon from Hoenn, and there might be another Pokemon appearing in the next few episodes, which will be from the Hoenn region too, so I want to keep everything as balanced as possible.
All right, fair enough if that's the way you want to go about this whole thing. Doesn't change the fact that I saw you lose against Rourke and then another 4 times off screen, Donald. Maybe if you had that Bulbasaur, you'd have won. You could have trained up a bit more too.
He should have done that for this battle because it's still going on for some reason. I thought Donald was meant to be some sort of pro. All he's doing is battling some peasant grunts as well, which we'll never see again anyway.
This is their last Pokemon anyway, so who cares, Barry? Also, I'd like to ask the question for this video since I think Bush hijacked that from me in the last one. So the question I want everyone to answer in the comments below is what 1 starter Pokemon would you choose to take on every region in Pokemon, and you're not allowed to change that starter. Personally, I'd probably choose Mudkip because Swampert is busted.
A lot of people will answer that with Mudkip for sure. I'd probably choose it too, but just for fun, I think I'd choose that new blue duck Pokemon from Paldea because he's so cute. His final evolution, however, is an abomination, and I really don't like its design.
Why on earth would you choose that thing? At least go for that cute little Firecroc guy. And talking of Paldea, we will be returning there very soon, maybe after this game, but you guys keep commenting so many games and ROM hacks for us to play that our list is constantly growing.
Which isn't a bad thing, by the way, but we had an ordered list to get through, and now that list is a complete mess because we can't make our minds up on what to play next. I think the best thing to do after this series is make a poll in the YouTube community section and see what the viewers want by voting.
Good idea, Obama, and in other news, we've made it to Floroma Town. Probably the most boring route in this game is the one between Jubilife and this town because it's a tiny cave which you can walk through in 10 steps and then an annoying path of grass.
And the reason we're here other than because we don't actually have a choice is because that little girl's father has been kidnapped by Team Galactic to help them with some research or something. Now, something that's always bothered me about Sinnoh and Gen 4 is we never go to the Fuego Iron Works.
Yeah, good point bringing that up, Donald, because in the Diamond and Pearl anime, that is a major part of the Team Galactic arc where they go to the Iron Works and make the red chain out of the Veilstone meteorite. And even in the ROM hacks like this game, they never bother adding that area as a required place to go.
For those of you who have no idea what we're talking about, there is an area north of Floroma, actually where we are right now, where a huge factory is. And in the normal games, you'd go there to find the TM for Flamethrower, I think. But now it's just a pointless area which does nothing for the story.
It's a shame the ROM hack developers completely rejected to do anything with the Ironworks in Sinnoh, but we could always go pay a visit there later, Donald. I think you'll need Surf, though, which we won't get for quite a while anyway.
Back to this part, though, and this Team Galactic grunt seems to be giving you a tough time, bro. Our man here has 3 Pokemon on his team as well, and they seem to have combined all the Pokemon each evil team has from each region, all into this game.
I'm just trying to give Larvitar here some experience because being a pseudo-legend means it'll take forever to evolve into its final form. Like Metang we have too. Getting Metagross will take a while, and there's going to be another pseudo-legend we'll be adding to the team, which you'll all see very soon.
Hey, our little Mudkip here is almost level 16, though, and you all know what happens when it hits that level. Our little purple boy here will be a Marshtomp, and I'm so glad we finally don't have to worry about losing it like Obama did in Storm Silver.
Wow, so switching to Mudkip was a complete waste of time since that Houndour has Roar, which forces our Pokemon to switch out with another one. And of course, Larvitar is back, but at least it is super effective against fire types.
This battle is seriously dragging on though, and now his final Pokemon is a Gulpin. In my experience, this Pokemon is either really easy to deal with, or it'll end up being a total pain in the ass and it'll drag the battle on even longer.
Donald, you stupid gimp, why did you kick me out the last video with no warning whatsoever? You know, if I had been in part 3 till the end, I wasn't actually going to show up in this episode because I had other stuff to do, but now you've pissed me off big time.
Bush, I'll happily kick you from this video too if you don't pipe down. Your voice really annoys me, and I had enough of hearing it in the last episode, but lots of the viewers seem to like you being here for some reason, so to make them happy, I won't kick you in this episode.
Oh yes, the people have spoken, and there's nothing you can do about it, Donnie old boy. Now what's been happening in this episode then? Have I missed anything? Also, Joe, I saw a lot of people saying they want to live with you in Canalov City.
Joe isn't here today, and it's me, Jizzy Joe. And the best thing that's happened in this episode is this evolution right now. This is what Obama killed, remember, in the Storm Silver Nuzlocke, and everyone I know is so excited to see a shiny Swampert.
My one wasn't shiny first of all, and this one is better anyway because it's a 3D animation compared to the 8-bit one. Although I do still like the style of the old Pokemon games too. Either way, well done for this evolution, bro. Swampert will definitely be a big carry in this playthrough.
So we're at this point in the game where Team Galactic take over the Valley Windworks. By the way, did you talk about how shit it is that no one ever does anything with the Fuego Iron Works? I love that place so much, and you can get the TM for Flamethrower there.
Oh my God, this is why I find you so annoying, bro. You come in and start talking about things we already mentioned like 1,000 hours ago. Yes, we know about the Ironworks, and yes, we are annoyed, so shut your mouth.
Yeah, Bush, you're old and a bit slow now. You're only here because of the viewers, so don't forget it. Now, Donald here has to take on more galactic grunts than back in the day. This was a single battle, but I guess it became an annoying double battle in this game.
Yeah, Bush, you're old and a bit slow now. You're only here because of the viewers, so don't forget it. Now, Donald here has to take on more galactic grunts, and back in the day, this was a single battle, but I guess it became an annoying double battle in this game.
Wow, and these guys pretty much fill their teams with annoying poison-type Pokemon. My view is poison types are actually the strongest type in the game, mainly due to the fact that it can cause damage to an opponent's Pokemon without needing to attack. And Toxic is just such a toxic move.
Toxic is probably my favorite move out of all the Pokemon moves, actually. Before I'd have said Draco Meteor, but that move reduces the user's special attack, which isn't very helpful. And Roar of Time is also absolutely cracked, but Toxic is such a sly, stealthy move, and it definitely suits me.
I'm sorry to say this, bro, but you're the exact opposite of stealthy. Sly, sure, I'll give you that, but you're more like a Hippowdon than something like a Greninja. Hippowdon as a Pokemon suits you the best in my opinion, Donald.
Yeah, well, I'll let the viewers comment what type of Pokemon you are, Jizzy Joe, and wrong answers only, please. I'm sure they'll make you out to be some really stupid Pokemon, because that's what you deserve for bullying me.
Donald crying about getting bullied is the most ironic thing here. And you're struggling to battle the weakest Pokemon too, dude. You have a Metang and Larvitar, but yet here we are still battling the most peasant Pokemon there is.
And now they have a Ladyball on the field, which is about as garbage as you can get. If we ever do a super hard Pokemon playthrough, then we need to use that Pokemon along with a Lady Ann or Volbeat. Basically any bug-type Pokemon.
One day we should use a monotype team, which means only one type of Pokemon throughout the whole game. Personally, I'd choose Poison or Dragon types. Joe would probably choose Ghost types for obvious reasons, and Obama would choose normal types or fighting types.
Hey, what type would I get to choose then, Donald? I am still here, you know. I think the best type for me would actually be Dragon, and you can choose Fairy types, Donald. They suit you, and you had a Sylveon named after you in Colossus, remember.
This is exactly why you don't get involved in our things, Bush. You weren't one of the founding fathers of our channel. Joe, Obama, and myself were the three who started it all. Hell, even Hillary and Bernie have been around longer than you have.
And finally, these two bozos have been beaten. Now imagine basically every trainer battle in this game, Galactic Grunts included, have teams as annoying as this. That's another reason why this game is worse than Storm Silver.
At least we can progress now, though, Barry. We got the Works key, which for some reason those two grunts had. And now we can storm the Valley Windworks and get that little girl's father back and take on the commander who uses my wife on her team, apparently.
We also got a jar of honey too, which is used to catch the hardest Pokemon ever, which I won't be doing because I have the patience for that shit. And hey, Shaman has come to pay us a visit again, probably to give us more flowers or something.
Actually, this little shaman wanted the honey that man just gave us. Which is just great because now we can't catch that Munchlax even if we wanted to. Saying that though, I think the rarity of Munchlax has been reduced quite significantly in this ROM hack, Donald.
Okay, well, that aside, I made it to the Valley Windworks and it's time to take on Commander Mars. I'm trying to avoid some of these battles where I can because they're just the most annoying things ever. Anyway, here we go. This battle is going to be tough.
Yo, and that scientist person called Charon is standing there at the back, looking absolutely bewildered with whatever is going on here. I remember in the anime he had the most annoying laugh, and he wasn't even that good of a scientist either.
That guy was hella annoying for sure. Each evil team has their own scientists, but I agree Charon is probably the worst amongst them when arguably Team Galactic is the most organized evil team who actually succeeded in their plan to create a new world.
Alrighty, so Mars's first Pokemon was a stupid Zubat, but she has 4 Pokemon for this battle. Pretty big jump from the original games where I think she had 2. Either way, she's going to get her butt clapped by my crack team, just you watch.
Okay, and her next Pokemon is Bronzer. This guy can be super annoying because of Confusion or Confuse Ray, but against Monferno, he should be one-shotted. And what's interesting is this guy was actually on Saturn's team before.
One thing we should talk about is how the legendary Pokemon encounters in this game have changed a lot, actually. I think in the original Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, the legendaries were caught in the Pal Park place south of Sanjum Town, but now they're in the world hiding.
I read that on the guide Jizzy Joe. After Donald becomes champion, if he's able to beat Cynthia, which I bet he won't, but anyway, we can find Pokemon like Zapdos hiding behind the Valley Windworks, which is where we are right now. There's a small island behind this building where the legendary Lightning Bird can be found. And Rayquaza can be found in the Pokemon lead behind the waterfall.
You're such a little Pokemon nerd, Bush. And you guys aren't even paying attention to this battle where I am destroying her whole team. And now she's on to her last one, which will feel the wrath of my Monferno.
All right, that was some major bullshit right there. That low sweep was super effective, but somehow this fat cat survived, all because of a stupid berry it was holding. I bet Mars planned for this eventuality, Donald.
And there goes Monferno getting clapped by the cat. I guess we should have seen that one coming. So Donald, what's the plan going to be now then? How do you plan to take the cat on?
Knowing him, he'll just brute force his way through the battle when he has no strategy. Of course, it somehow usually works out for him, which still blows my mind, but whatever it takes to win, I guess so, who cares?
You're finally learning to be a good little simp, Bush, and bow down before your ruler, Donald J. Trump. And hey, would you look at that? I beat with brute force using Metang's awesome attack stats. Metang is a Pokemon no one will ever beat, and when it's a Metagross, it'll be GG to all those who face it.
You still lost Monferno though, Donald, which is technically your ace Pokemon. But well done for beating Mars. She'll be tougher the next time you battle though, so bear that in mind. Anyway, with this all concluded, we can finally head to Eterna City.
And Bulbasaur is evolving into Ivysaur too, which is just great. We got to teach this fella all the poison type moves, my Lord Donald. We can turn this guy into a toxic staller Pokemon and it'll slay everything. Except steel types, but we'll have Infernape for them.
You just called him Lord Donald. You seriously are simping out for him now, aren't you? And all for what? To just stay in this videos without getting kicked out, LMAO.
He is my little bitch now forever and ever. And with that positive news, I think I'm going to wrap this episode up, boys and girls. So thanks so much for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button and join our channel as a member if you want to support our work. We're pumping these out for you as fast as we can.
Yeah, we seriously are working hard to get these videos out for you all, so we hope you appreciate it. We love playing this game too, which definitely helps us stay motivated to keep making videos. Either way, Part 5 will be out soon.
Hang On Looker is here checking out what happened in the Windworks, boys, and you want to end the videos right now? How stupid, seriously.
One more smart-ass comment from you, Bushy, and you'll be banned from being my loyal servant and also banned from this YouTube channel. I'll send you over to another universe where some presidents are playing Hello Kitty. All right, guys and gals, hit that like and subscribe button. We're back for Part 5 of Pokemon Luminescent Platinum. This series has been going well so far without many losses, so remember to share the video too with all your friends so more people can watch a pro in action.
Right, well, I saw the last video, Donald, and you lost Monferno to that cat which Commander Mars uses. That Purugly is quite a broken Pokemon, and if hadn't eaten that berry, then you'd have for sure one-shot it, but anyway. Yeah, welcome everyone. What's the plan for this episode going to be?
Hopefully we're going to make it to Eterna City. But first we have to make our way through Eterna Forest, which probably has some of the best music in all the series. The music in there has an old ancient vibe to it, which really reflects how the Sinnoh region is as a place. It is, of course, where my boy Arceus lives too.
We're not even going to get a chance to listen to the music though, Donald. Cheryl here, who is lost by the way, is testing your strength to see if you're worthy if taking her through this place, which to be honest, is quite insulting.
I agree this is complete bullshit right now. Why do I have to battle her when she's the one who's lost? I'm not some tour guide helping this lost puppy find her way. I literally have to save the world from Team Galactic and become the champion too and take Cynthia on a date as well.
Hey, right, because she's definitely going to let you take her out on a date, Donald. In the anime, Alder tried asking her out and he got flat out rejected big time. And he's the champion of Unova, which makes it even more sad. She rejected him in the region he's champion of.
All right, yeah, when you put it like that, Joe, it's quite sad and I feel bad for Alder, but hey, you never know, Donald might get lucky, so to speak, LMAO.
I'm not getting lucky in this battle right now, though. Cheryl is playing super cheap here and her team is also really annoying too. I hate stalling type teams unless I'm the one using them. It's small things like this that also make the game harder. If we hadn't played Renegade Platinum, I wouldn't have been ready for this battle.
God damn, and she has a Whalmer now as well. How does this Pokemon even battle in the middle of a forest? Does it like just bounce about the place or what? Either way, Ivysaur will clap this fat blue ball.
Apparently it floats, which is how it battles on land, Joe. In the anime, though, I never remember a situation where a water-type fish Pokemon with no legs ever battles in a land terrain. Although saying that we have seen Magikarp battle without water.
Yeah, but everyone thinks Magikarp is useless when it's not. It's a super tough Pokemon that can survive in the most polluted waters, which means it could probably live in an ocean filled with literal poop. Imagine that, though, seriously.
I don't particularly want to imagine that, my dude. How about you slap Cheryl back to the Dark Ages, though, before this battle drags on for longer than it should? And by the way, many of the viewers are starting to call you out on your pro Pokemon player status, Donald. After I told them you lost to Rourke 4 times, especially.
Everyone was actually really happy to see the fossil Pokemon show their true strength as well as humble Donald. Those types of Pokemon never get the love they deserve, and in the last episode, they finally got all the love in the world.
Okay, we're basically 3 minutes into the video and halfway through Cheryl's Pokemon team. I thought she'd be a pushover, but she just has the most annoying Pokemon. And I bet the next person we run into like her is going to battle us with more annoying Pokemon.
The next NPC like her is probably going to be Riley, Donald. Although there is Mira too in the Wayward Cave, who has the most frustrating side quest in the game being to look for her stupid ribbon. I would even cut that whole part out because she is a whiny little bee who talks in the third person.
Oh man, I forgot about her. Yup, she is definitely getting the ban hammer. And this green-haired freak is almost beat now too. But the worst part is not even this battle, boys. It's every single double battle in this godforsaken place with every member having full teams of 6 Pokemon.
So I think there's a total of 48 Pokemon in the Eterna Forest alone that you might have to battle, although there are paths we can take around to skip them. Personally, I don't want to watch you take on trainers with full teams of bug-type Pokemon.
That is a big agree for me too. But hey, the Chansey got smacked, so well done, bro. I think Chanseys also give a lot of experience when we beat them too. They're like the Audino of the Sinnoh region. I remember taking a ton of them out back in the day to evolve Zweilous into Hydreigon.
Yo, Hydreigon needing to be like level 65 for it to evolve is such a joke, to be honest, though. I mean, sure, it's a cool Pokemon and its shiny form is pretty awesome too, but no way on earth does a Pokemon need to be that high for a stupid evolution.
I don't think we've ever used one in a playthrough unless I forgot about it, which is also possible. But yeah, being that high for it to evolve is probably why we've never used one. Imagine all the rare candies we'd go through for that.
You dumbass Joe, we'd go through 65 of them. It's not that much compared to the amount Donald happily juices our Pokemon up with no remorse whatsoever. And by the way, it is true that if you use too many, the Pokemon won't be as strong as if you naturally train it up.
Oh boy, and here we go. We avoided some trainers in here, but now we're battling these 2 psychic-type users. I forgot they had these in the Eterna Forest as well. And talking of psychic types, we also have that haunted ghost-type mansion place here too, where you used to be able to find Rotom back in the day.
Maybe Cheryl is actually a ghost and she lives in there. That's my theory anyway, as we never see her again after this. But yeah, that mansion place is super cool, and that leads me on to the question for this video, which is, what ghost-type Pokemon do you think is the overall best and why? Obviously, I'm choosing Arceus with a spooky plate.
Giratina is who you should have chosen, buddy. Especially since we're playing Platinum. But if you can't choose a legendary or mythical Pokemon, then which ghost type is the best?
If legendaries and mythicals are off the table, then I'd probably pick Dusknoir, actually. It's a solid Pokemon. Dusclops was already awesome, and then they went and gave him a solid evolution, too. That's how it should be done.
My choice would probably be Sableye, boys. You can't beat a Pokemon that has no weaknesses, and with that one, I'd also choose Spiritomb. We used that guy before Obama got it killed as well in Storm Silver, in case everyone forgot.
Listen here, buddy. You can't keep using this series as an excuse to bring up every wrongdoing that I made in Storm Silver. Plus, as many people have pointed out, Donald lost way more Pokemon in his Black 2 Nuzlocke.
That is all fake news, and there's no proof or evidence of that happening either, Obama, so shut your pie hole. I need to focus anyway because these 2 psychics are really getting on my nerves. Like this whole forest is full of double battles constantly too. It's so annoying.
Okay, we made a cut here because the battles in that fucking forest were taking way too long, but anyway, here we are in Eterna City finally. Now the issue we have with this game is there's a crap ton of running about we constantly have to keep doing.
Oh my God, tell me about it. Like usually we'd just be able to head right into the gym, but apparently Gardenia has decided to head up north, basically half up to where Snow Point City is for some random training.
Honestly, I might just get one of you two to do all the boring parts for me like this shit, and then when there's important battles, I can take over. Because I seriously haven't got the time or patience. And speaking of patience, look, who's decided to show up.
Barry has barged into us here. He's probably annoyed about Gardenia taking a spontaneous trip to Route 213 or whatever the one up north is. And hey, Cyrus is there too, checking out the statue of Palkia and Dialga sort of fused together.
I gotta say, since you mentioned them both, Joe, that the origin forms, or whatever they're called, of Dialga and Palkia and Legends Arceus are the most ridiculous looking things I've ever seen. It's like they've been turned into some My Little Pony shit.
Yeah, I agree. I hate them so much. And the writing on the statue has been wiped out on it too. I guess Cyrus probably did that.
Alrighty, after about 30 minutes, Donald's made it to this random house in the middle of the snowstorm. You guys didn't miss much except Donald running into wild Pokemon every 10 seconds. Because our repels won't work on the wild Pokemon when they're higher level than us.
At least Gardenia is actually doing her job and has decided to leave and go back to her gym. And right about now, I wish we had the HM for Fly so bad. Because you have to walk all the way back now, Donald.
And the stupid snow is so thick too, kind of like Jill was last night, that I keep getting stuck in it. It's like falling into a pitfall seat in Animal Crossing, the most annoying thing ever.
Whoa, and check it out, boys. It's our all-time favorite girl, Cynthia. The strongest champion, without a doubt. And she'd slap Leon back into the Dark Ages if they ever got to battle each other. She is our queen, and we shall bow down to her greatness.
Yeah, except the fact that she was completely oblivious to that Team Galactic grunt standing in front of the door right there. She may be champion, but she's not ever aware of what's going on in the world as she.
Joe, don't even insult our beautiful Cynthia again. If you do, I'll drop the band hammer on your head like I did to Bush. Which, by the way, haven't you both realized how peaceful it is without him here right now?
Yeah, that aside, you're in the gym now, bro, which means it's focus time again. Gardenia has a busted team like Rourke did, so make sure you don't lose to her another 4 times, please. Your street cred drops with every loss.
Okay, so we're in a grass-type gym, but this stupid little girl decides to use a water-type. What the hell is about? Didn't she get the memo about where the hell she is?
Okay, yeah, I didn't expect this. Either way, we have Ivysaur who's going to clap this little lily pad frog thing to the distortion world. If this is the first Pokemon in here, though, I bet we can expect the others to be equally surprising.
I think this is just plain cheating, to be honest, boys. How dare she use a water-type Pokemon in here? I bet then in Crasher Wake's gym we'll find trainers using dragon or grass-type Pokemon.
Brock had one of these in the anime, though, and he's one of the best of Ash's friends ever, so I might give this one a free pass. And also, this Pokemon eventually evolves into Donald's favorite as well, which makes me chuckle.
Try chucking when my fist is halfway down your small intestine, Joey boy. We won't be talking about Ludicolo, especially in today's climate. Anyway, I want to point out how this thing somehow survived a direct attack from a seed bomb attack.
Well, you still beat it, dude, but I bet that Lotad had max IVs and EVs like everything else does, which is why it took you 2 turns to take it out. But hey, at least this peasant is actually using a proper grass-type Pokemon now instead of a cheap water-type.
What I want to know is why this random gym trainer is using this specific Pokemon when Gardenia should be the one to have it. In the anime, James gave his Cacnea to Gardenia because she has some fetish for grass types and it became really powerful.
Oh no, since you feel so bad about this situation, Barry, how about you file a complaint to someone who actually gives a damn?
Not enough with the sass, Donald. Just get this gym done with already. And the annoying thing is we can't skip any of the trainer battles in here, otherwise those clock hands won't move about.
At least Donald can one-shot everything now, though. That Lotad in the beginning was probably only there to try psych us out and make us feel intimidated, but it will never work. This little peasant girl got clapped big time.
Okay, boys, can one of you or someone with a higher power explain what the hell is going on here? This is bugged to shit.
Excuse me, Donald, but did you turn on the walk-through walls cheat or something? What the hell are you doing glitching into walls in the flower clock? You're crushing all the plants.
Listen, I'm not doing this on purpose. This whole clock is bugged, and I can't even walk to that trainer to battle her. What am I supposed to do now, boys?
Well, this ROM hack still isn't fully finished, but if they allow us to beat the game, then why is this happening? We may need to end this episode here and figure out how to fix this mess, guys.
Yeah, right. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Sorry this episode was a little shorter and ended fast. We didn't anticipate this happening, so we're going to have to now spend some time working out how to get around this situation. Remember to hit the like and subscribe button.
I bet Gardenia is doing this because she knows she's going to get obliterated when she fights my team, the little grass-type peasant.
I don't think you understand the gravity of the situation. We can't progress unless this is fixed, Donald.
All right, and what do you expect me to do about it right now, you dumbass? I'm just going to leave now and do some Googling.
Everyone, I am back for part 6 here thanks to all of your comments. Now I see Donald has made his way to the Gardenia and fixed that wall glitch from the last time too. So make sure to hit the like and subscribe button for us as we're pumping these out for you all.
And I'm back 2 boys and the girls. Jizzy Joe Biden, the Redeemer, is here to watch Donald get pummeled by yet another gym leader. So buddy, how many times has it taken you to beat this one then off screen before deciding to hit the record button?
All right, you two, first off, stop trying to dethrone me. And also, I haven't battled Gardenia yet. What you're all seeing right now is my first try, and this is the truth. I know she'll be tough, though, considering how brutal Rourke was, but at least she won't have cheap fossil Pokemon with the most busted moves.
This battle is already off to a great start, though. Saying that, this is how Rourke started, and then it was all downhill from there, but regardless, I believe in you, bro. She set up the spikes, though, which will be annoying every time we have to switch out. I think that's a move we honestly got to teach every Pokemon.
And of course, this worm madam has some random busted-ass berry that makes it somehow survive a flame wheel attack, which usually would be super effective. See, this is what I really don't like about this game. The gym leaders all have the most broken teams and items on those teams just to drag out battles longer than they should be.
That's what makes it very difficult, as I've explained to you many times, you dumbass. And also, whilst this is all going on, we have received a few comments from viewers asking us how we play this and how to get it working. To be honest, we can't really explain that in detail due to various reasons. So instead, we ask you to just Google this game yourself and you'll find all the info you need.
Yeah, it's quite easy to set up, but as Donald said, due to certain reasons, and we say reasons in apostrophes, we can't say much about it mainly because we like our channel and don't want it gone again. Now with that all aside, boys, who's going to ask them the community question for this video?
The guys asked everyone what their favorite or strongest ghost-type Pokemon was, and pretty much everyone said either Garatina, Spiritomb, or Gengar. Obviously, those would be picked, but this time I want to ask everyone what the strongest legendary is.
I know we've asked that question before, but it's funny because each time the answers always change and then people start debating it all in the comments section, which makes it hilarious for us to watch. But yeah, go comment what the strongest legendary Pokemon is in the games and the anime, so give us 2 answers.
And whilst we were discussing all that, Donald has slowly been making his way through Gardenia's team, and he's been very quiet as well, so how's it going, buddy? Are you confident you can win this entire ordeal?
Calling it an ordeal is stretching it, I think. But yeah, I so got this in the bag. That Bayleaf was quite annoying, though, for some reason. And its energy ball did more damage to Monferno than I expected. But either way, I am gonna clap her.
Oh man, and now her next Pokemon is a gosh darn Alolan Executor. The thing is so big it's not even fitting on the damn screen. And on top of that, this thing is part Dragon type too, boys.
Yeah, being Dragon type will make things difficult. Usually we don't encounter that type for a very long time in the normal games. Hopefully this thing won't whip out the Dragon Pulse or Draco Meteor on us though. Otherwise we're gonna be absolutely ruined.
And as some of you may have noticed, our voices might sound a little different from a few minutes ago. We're currently experimenting with things, so please let us know how these sound going forward.
Personally, I feel like a new light has been breathed into me. And now to deal with this long-necked demon. Monferno already got wiped out somehow, so I guess this is her ultimate counter to fire types, guys.
Yeah, I didn't expect her to have something like this. She's whipping out all the stops right now to put an end to Donald's rampage. Each gym leader is just getting stronger, so the next one is going to be even more hell.
I think the next leader is Fantina. But hold your horses on that battle, Jizzy Joe. Donald hasn't beaten this one yet, and she's properly making his life miserable right now with these grass-type strats.
Oh my God, and of course she has Bulldoze on this thing too. I bet she hacked this guy in from Alola because there's no way she caught it here first of all. I mean, she always loves leaving her gym randomly. So I bet she took a spontaneous trip to the Alola region just for this Pokemon.
She is so cheap. She has the harvest ability, which means her berry, which heals up her health, never runs out. And on top of that, she has synthesis as well, which heals up even more of her health. This battle is going to be one infinite loop if you don't smack this thing back to where it belongs, Donnie.
I'm trying to find a positive spin on this whole situation, but I'm really struggling to find one. How does she come out with a strat like this and call herself a gym leader when this is just so cheap and a waste of everyone's time?
She is literally playing like how a bot would play. No real strategies, just spamming the full restore and banking on us running out of power points. I think Synthesis only has 10 of those though, so we could stall her too.
This is the type of scenario where we really need a move like Toxic that would slowly eat away at her health, and as each turn goes by, it does more damage, which means her stupid harvest ability will be pointless.
Yeah, well, we won't be able to get Toxic until we reach Hardhome City. I think the TM for that is in one of the routes down south from that city. But I'll definitely be grabbing that as soon as we can.
I guess for now, you just gotta try get lucky with a critical hit or something then, dude. Not much advice we can give you when she decides to pull a stunt like this one.
All she does is spam Bulldoze, which for some reason is super effective against all our Pokemon. Having no flying types on the team was probably a mistake for this battle, Donald. You could have at least caught a Starly or something.
Why would I take advice from you of all people, first of all? And anyway, flying types would have been pointless against this thing anyway, since I bet one dragon-type move like Dragon Tail would one-shot a Starly. And there's no way I'd have a Staraptor at this point in the game either.
But there it goes, boys. Larvitar came in clutch right at the end there and took it out with a crunch. To be honest, I'm surprised we managed to knock this giraffe out with Larvitar of all Pokemon. He's not at his full potential yet, but still got us the W.
Yeah, well done, Donald. Although I still stand by my point of using a flying type in here. It would have at least helped us deal with bullshit moves like Bulldoze. And you know, I'm not wrong about that.
And she gave her favorite move too, being Grass Knot. And apparently that move does more damage depending on the weight of the opponent, which makes no sense to be honest. How does two silly little vines hurt a Pokemon more if it's fatter?
How about we ask the fattest one amongst us, being Donald? He's usually got an opinion about everything, so I'm sure he has something to say about your point, Jizzy Joe.
Ask him later because we have Team Galactic to deal with now, guys. And they've taken over this random building in Eterna City, and no one has bothered to stop them or realize. At least in the anime, Officer Jenny and her crew are always there, but in the games, all they got is some 10-year-old and looker who's not even here right now.
I'm gonna smoke this little punk though, Bush. His team is complete garbage like his pathetic little self, so I'll easily win. But you have a point. No one bothers to stop them from taking over this place and scheming their evil schemes.
That guy had an area dose, which as we know is probably up there as one of the worst bug-type Pokemon. Actually, it's probably up there as one of the worst Pokemon ever, along with Phione.
Okay, Donald made it to the top floor after battling double battles of trainers who all decided to use full teams of 6 bug types for some reason. Like, I get this game is supposed to be challenging, but why waste everyone's time with that shit?
Who cares about that Obama? Because right now, we're about to battle the second commander of Team Galactic. This one is Jupiter. And personally, I think she's the hottest one out of the 3. Although I won't include Saturn in that, since I don't swing that way. Jupiter is also arguable the strongest out of the 3 as well.
Okay, so of course she's gonna lead off with a Golbot. And her game plan is most likely gonna be the confusion route with a bit of toxic stalling, since her ace Pokemon is Skuntank. I mean, if I was her, I'd do that. But let's see.
I mean, you are battling a fighting type against a flying type Donald, which is your first mistake. I'd swap Monferno out right now while you still had the chance, but of course you're gonna waste a super potion on it instead.
Wow. And of course it got a critical hit on us firstly, and then outsped us for a wing attack too. And there goes Monferno, so yeah. Maybe you should have listened to Jizzy Joe there, bro.
It's fine we have Metang, remember, with his overpowered defense stats. And did you want to know an interesting fact about Metang, boys? Steven's one in the anime knows 0 physical attacking moves for some reason. And Cynthia's Garchomp doesn't know any ground-type moves either.
Steven can get away with that, I guess. And you could argue Cynthia can too because of who she is. But yeah, if I was her, I'd so teach Garchomp a move like Earthquake. The moves I remember it having were Draco Meteor, Dragon Rush, or Tail and Gaiga Impact. I can't remember the last one though.
Cynthia can do whatever she wants, and she'll still always win unless she's battling Ash with plot armor. But anyway, let's get back to this battle where Donald is taking on one of Joe's favorite ghost types.
I don't remember saying that this was one of my favorite ghost-type Pokemon Obama, unless it was the other Joe, which would make sense. Sableye is an awesome Pokemon, though, and it just proved it by taking out Matang.
Yeah, you gotta love Sableye for sure. It's one of the rare few Pokemon that doesn't have any weaknesses because of its dual dark and ghost typing. Its megaform is a bit strange though, and I never liked it. It hides behind its giant red jewel for some reason, like it's a shield or something.
Instead of praising it, how about you take it out? It's now wiped out 2 of our Pokemon, Donald, and you're the pro, remember. What happens if we lose this whole battle now, thanks to this thing, and we still don't even have revives yet, which is insane.
Listen, buddy, it's not my fault we can't buy stupid revives from the Pokemart yet. I don't know whose big brain idea that was not allowing us to get one of the most important items after the second gym still, but here we are. Maybe when we reach Hardhome City, we'll be able to pick some up.
Fantina is sure to be annoying, but not as annoying as Jupiter is being right now. I told you she was going to be a tough battle, and normally her team consists of 2, but of course in this ROM hack, she's going to use 4 of them all being cracked as well.
She has a Tangela now, and to be honest, I've had enough of grass-type Pokemon after that battle with Gardenia. And only if you had switched out Monferno like I said, we could have one-shot this thing with Flame Wheel.
I still got rid of it though, didn't I, dude? So, how about you keep quiet? Her ace is about to come out now, and I'm down to my last 2 Pokemon with no plan of action except faith that I will win.
Hey, using Sleep Powder, though, was a solid W move, actually, Donnie. I'll give you credit where credit is due on this one because of how Battle Skuntank can ruin a team. Especially this one, which probably has even more cursed moves than normal.
The problem now is how long will it stay asleep for? I mean, it's good Ivysaur can probably resist Skuntank's poison moves since it's also poison type, but this thing can learn Flamethrower, which will absolutely ruin our day.
To be honest, I feel I should have done more training before I took Jupiter on. I'm only 1 level higher than her ace here, and she is still giving me a tough time. But for some reason, it just keeps using Defog, which has to be up there as one of the most pointless moves in the entire series. I mean, it's good for us, but still.
It seems to cause us to flinch, though, which could be really annoying in the long term. At least Aquatail hits it hard, so we gotta just spam that, I guess, at this point.
Oh my god, of course it has a citrus berry on it as well. I mean, why not just use a fucking full restore too at this point, the stupid little peasant? This battle is so dumb, and she is definitely a lot worse than Commander Mars.
Well, now she's actually going to attack for the first time with Night Slash, and that move slammed my poor Marsh Stomp.
Yep, congrats, you fool, Donald. Now Marshtomp is gone, and we only have Ivysaur left to deal with this brute of a Pokemon. I bet the Skuntank lovers are creaming right now seeing all this go on.
The only way to win this battle against Jupiter is spam the Sleepy Joe move and then use Seed Bomb. I have no other advice for you in this cursed situation.
And now it's using Defog again. I don't understand its strategy in this battle at all. But hey, as long as Flamethrower doesn't come out, then we're gonna be fine.
She has like 5 health points left though, boys, so we got this one in the bag. Now Donald, next time we battle her, for the love of God, make sure you train up more and bring better healing items. She wiped our entire team out.
Even in defeat, she do be looking quite fine though still. I'd say she's a solid 8 out of 10. She'd be a 10 if she was a brunette because the purple is a bit strange.
And hey, look, we could add this Porygon to the team if we wanted, but I hate them. And they're also garbage Pokemon too. Not my type, but I'm sure I'll get someone berating me in the comments for saying that. Anyway, though, we're gonna wrap this episode up now, everyone.
That's right, so thank you all for watching, and remember to like and subscribe. We're still fine-tuning our new voices, so bear with us on that too, but you can expect Part 7 out soon as well.
Usually at this point we'd get the bicycle, but we already have it, so I guess we can finally leave this boring-ass city and head to the best one ever, being Hardhome. I love that place.
The bike guy gave me a Dawnstone, though. A solid stone and a solid way to end the episode, too.
Alrighty everyone, welcome to Part 7 of Donald's Pokemon Platinum playthrough, even though this is a ROM hack of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. Now today it looks like we're jumping right into a battle with Dawn again, and her team is actually really strong, so remember to like and subscribe and join our channel as a member if you want early access to videos.
Yeah, and it looks like her Swinub has now evolved into Piloswine. And I also have some new things to share with you all. First of all, the Ivysaur has now become a Venusaur, and I also have caught a new member for our team as well, which I know everyone will love.
I think I know who it is since you kinda hinted it when we went to look for Gardenia Donald. Now in this episode, we're probably going through what I consider the second shortest route in this game, which is between the one we're in now and Hearthome City. There's one tiny cave we have to get through, and then some mountain pass.
Oh boy, guys, look who Don has sent out now. Donald, don't make any snide remarks, please. We want to keep the channel alive. But did you know the Pokemon Center is releasing a 5-foot plushie of Gardevoir for people to buy?
Wow, and Lopunny just nuked my fire monkey. And yeah, I heard about that Gardevoir plushie. And I feel very sorry for it too, because it's absolutely not going to be used for what Nintendo probably intends people to use it for, but each to their own, I guess.
I am so buying one to share with Michelle boys. She loves Pokemon plushies, and I know a 5-foot Gardevoir one is going to make her day. I might get 2 actually, so I can have one for my own.
Yeah, I'm not even going to respond to what you just said, Obama. Some things are best kept quiet, just so you know. And now look, Dawn has a goddamn Clefable on her team with cute charm too.
And of course, a move to restore her health on it as well, because why fucking not at this point? This is what makes this game difficult, boys. It's the fact that every trainer has some form of health restoration move, and they have no issues with spamming the shit out of it.
Actually, Donald, she has a leftovers on Clefable here, which is arguably worse because it always heals up her Pokemon after every turn. Basically, you just have to one-shot this thing to get rid of it.
And she's really not playing nice with you, is she, bro? Not even 3 minutes into this episode, and you've already gone and lost 2 Pokemon to Dawn. You're either actually just terrible, or Dawn is the real MVP here right now. To be honest, I think both are true.
Hey, you never told us you got Pupitar as well, Donald. I guess this was part of the training you did between this episode and the last one. This guy take a very long time until it's fully evolved. And at the rate you're going, we'll never get it to be a Tyranitar if you never do any extra training.
I just saw that new Pokemon you were talking about when you switched out to Matang, dude. I didn't expect you to use Bagon on the team, to be honest. It's an awesome Pokemon, though, and of course it has to be shiny, too. I think the last time we saw that Pokemon was when Obama played through Ultra Sun and Moon.
Yeah, it was, but he used it like the little gimp he is, Joe. Trust me, when I have that guy evolved into Salamence, I'll show you how a real champion uses Dragon-type Pokemon. They're the hardest Pokemon type to train, and only I'm capable of doing it.
We'll see about that, and I bet you forgot that this game has fairy types in it too, like the one we're battling right now. In fact. So yeah, your strat is gonna have to change instead of just slamming everything you come across with Dragon Pulse or Draco Meteor, dude. You need some trap moves more than all-out attacking moves.
Steel types are super effective against Fairy, though, and lucky we had Matang with Iron Head. That move already does so much damage, and our base attack stat on Matang is cracked. So I don't think no fairies will be giving us any trouble.
Oh, but here comes that Bulldoze move again, which literally every Pokemon up to this point seems to have for some reason. I swear they must have all gone to see Rourke and kissed his ass for that annoying move just to make our life miserable.
See, now we have Dawn using the most random item ever, being that white herb. I mean, who the hell has ever used that in a proper playthrough, because we sure as hell haven't. I don't even know what it does.
The cool thing about this playthrough is we're learning about obscure items we'd never normally see or use ourselves whenever we play through a game. And I bet some of the viewers are also learning new stuff too. I think there's lots of different colored herbs as well, Joe, like a black herb or a green herb.
I bet I know what that green herb is if you get my drift. But I agree with Donald, we're sure learning a lot about new items. I think some of my favorite items are the light orb for boosting Pikachu and the assault vest.
Finally, we beat Dawn after another annoying battle. And by the way, dude, do you even know what the assault vest does? It's not a very common item you'd use, so why do you like it?
Donald, go heal our team up first of all. And the reason I like the assault vest is because it has a cool name, Obama. I can like things for simple reasons as that, you know. Leave me alone.
I'm not putting you down, you fool. It was just a simple question. And talking of fools, look, who's decided to show up again with another lecture for us? He always just appears in the most random locations for some reason, spewing the most bullshit nonsense ever.
At least we got a close-up of my beautiful face there. I look awesome in my high-resolution 0-pixel drips, and we're on another side of Mount Coronet now, and this particular area is probably the most important one, as we can access Spear Pillar from here.
You avoided one hiker but missed this one, Donnie L. Mayo. And since you mentioned Mount Coronet and Spear Pillar, there's more than one way to get to it, but I think this way is the most simple. There is definitely another route we could take, I think, from the Snow Point City side.
Bad idea using Monferno against these ground and rock types, Donnie. This is where Marshtomp can clean up, though, and he'll be especially useful against Bertha when we get to her battle much later on. Although her ace Pokemon is that annoying Wishcash, which is also part water type too.
No way the most annoying Pokemon is Quagsire, since it always has the water absorb ability and basically nothing can affect it. I always hated battling against those.
Yeah, Quagsire can be difficult if you're not prepared, but I don't think Bertha has one in this game, Bush. All the Elite Four member teams have had major changes. The best one being Flint actually have fire types now instead of him having rock and fighting types like in the standard game.
That was really strange when I battled Flint for the first time, and aside from Infernape, he had like a Hitmontop, and then an Onix or something stupid. Sure, there aren't many fire types introduced in this game, but they could have given him Magmortar, and they didn't even do that.
That was the biggest L in the Gen 4 remakes. They didn't give Flint a Magmortar, which was the newest evolution in the original Gen 4 game. And I'm pretty sure Volkner got Electivire at 1.2. He's definitely got one in this game, though, and that's one of my favorites.
Hey, look, boys, we're battling a Shuckle right now. This thing can be super toxic if you have Trick Room on it, which switches its attack and defense stats around. It becomes busted as hell, but then it also becomes easy to one-shot, so it's a risky move to use.
Yo, our Bagon is actually evolving too, which is funny because we haven't even seen you use it yet, Donald. I mean, it knows shit. Terrible moves right off the bat. And I know you just let the experience share do all the work because you're lazy. But it would have been cool to see it in action before it evolved.
I wanted to try get that fella up to a Shelgon because very soon, in like 10 seconds actually, we're gonna get ambushed by someone really strong and I need to be ready for them.
Oh boy, yeah, I know who you mean. And it's gonna be even worse in this ROM hack compared to Renegade Platinum. For those of you who want to play this game though, we recommend installing the normal Renegade Platinum first, which you can easily find online and try that out.
Oh, hot damn. So this is who you were talking about then, huh? It's Elite Four Aaron with his team of pathetic bugs. I don't know why you're making such a fuss about him, Donald. He is the weakest Elite Four member ever.
He did give us a choice to battle him, and normally I'd agree with you, Joe. But in this game, he has the most busted team ever. And I'd say he is actually the strongest member of the Elite Four in this ROM hack, solely based upon his team's build. He also has a Drapion, so enough said.
His first Pokemon, though, is trash, as we have already mentioned before. There's no love for Ariados around here, even if Aaron is the one using it. That Drapion is going to be an issue for sure, however, and he also has a Dustox, which is cracked too.
Even worse than all that he already has a full team of 6 Pokemon. They may be lower leveled than his standard Elite Four team, which in this game will be in the level 70s anyway, but still this could ruin us if you're not careful, Donnie.
You guys were all shitting on Ariados, but look how much damage Aaron's one did to me. I swear we battled one of these in the last video, which that galactic grunt had, but this Elite Four one is so broken.
Our man here keeps using that bite move which heals itself up and takes us out. So Shelgon's first battle ended up being terrible. So much for your dragon type being awesome here, Donald.
Why don't you just send out Monferno now, bro? He'll clean up in here and maybe even evolve by the time this battle finishes. Although what happens if we lose this one? Does it affect anything, or can we just rebattle him again or something?
Okay, I forgot bug types are super effective against psychic, so Metang was a bad move. And my plan was to save Monferno Bush for when I needed him most, but apparently that time is gonna be now. Aaron's new team is so cracked.
Wow, so it took you 3 Pokemon to basically take out one of his, and that first Pokemon was the weakest one in his team. This battle is not going to end well for you, Donald. And now imagine if this was a Nuzlocke. It would have ended with Rourke, actually.
Good plan on switching now, though. And Aaron is sending out Pinsir next, which is an awesome bug type and needs more love for sure. It's actually really strong, but I prefer Heracross if given the choice. Ash had one, so it's automatically goated.
Damn Brick Break did a lot of damage to us, but you managed to one-shot it. I bet you could have one-shot Ariados and kept Shelgon alive if you had used Monferno first, Donald, and you call yourself a pro. I mean, seriously, that was a bad move.
I will put my ego aside on that one and agree with you there. I should have used Monferno since the beginning of this battle, but I thought this could be Shelgon's debut battle, and it backfired big time. I mean, who would have thought a stupid Ariados would have taken out a Shelgon?
Okay, wow, and there goes Monferno now too, thanks to this busted-ass Mothim. Aaron has planned his team and the moves so well that he knew we'd have a Monferno, and he used Air Cutter to deal with it.
Oh my god, Donald, get in the game, man. You just lost 2 Pokemon to one-shots to this fucking moth. Seriously, get a grip, would you? This is why a move like Toxic is so important, especially when you can't do anything.
Exactly, Obama. I can't do anything, you stupid pineapple. I keep getting outsped thanks to that spiderweb move that immediately slows down whoever I send out before I even do anything, and then I get hit by a broken move.
I never ever knew Mothim could be this strong, though. I think we're all about to get humbled. You're definitely getting humbled, Donald, because now I have no hope for you winning this battle. And this isn't even the real Elite Four either.
And of course, our man has a Sizer too. One of the best and most iconic bug types you can get. Hey, at this point, I wouldn't even be surprised if Aaron had a Genesect either. He is so strong, guys.
Well, that was a waste of a super potion, wasn't it, Donald? So now what's the plan gonna be? We have no fire types to deal with this guy, and half our team has been sent to the Distortion World too. We have no hope.
You all may have lost hope, but I still have lots left within me to beat this punk-ass bitch, Obama. I've decided to switch to positive vibes only and clutch this battle for you all.
If you had evolved Monferno into Infernape and had a better physical fire-type move like Flare Blitz, then I bet you'd have won this battle much easier. Monferno just wasn't strong enough to get us through this battle, honestly.
Hey, at least Pupitar here is actually doing quite a lot of damage to Sizer, though. I thought this guy would be one-shotting the rest of our team, but apparently not. We just have to hold on for as long as we can.
This battle would have been going a whole lot different if we had revives, which, by the way, we still can't buy for some dumb reason. The fact that they left those out up to this point is pure insanity and makes no sense. Especially when we'd be battling someone like Aaron only after the second gym.
Okay, boys, this is it. All I have left is Metang, who's also Steel type, so I assume he should be able to survive Bullet Punch, but Sizer is part Bug type, remember, which could spell my demise. My positive vibes have also gone too because there's just no way I can win this now.
At least this Zen Headbutt should be able to nuke the Sizer, but he still has 2 Pokemon left, and those are his strongest 2. The good thing is his Drapion won't be able to affect us with any poison-type moves, since Steel is resistant to that. But it's still gonna be close.
And his next Pokemon was the one I was worrying about too. This Dustox is like no other bug type we've ever encountered. It makes Jesse's one from the anime look like a Magikarp too.
I just need like a critical hit on it or something though, since it's actually quite weak on the defense side. But of course he'd have a leftovers on it like every other trainer. They must be mass producing those in the Sinnoh region or something.
And now he's gonna restore his health even more with this crap move. Like seriously, what even is the point of battling when they spend more time healing than attacking? This is the only reason why this game is difficult.
And he has Protect too. This is just ridiculous. Donald, even if you lose this battle now, you have my permission to bring a level 100 Arceus to our battle with Aaron and give him the Flame Plate so when he uses Judgment, it'll be the last thing he'll ever see.
He is pushing me to that point now for real. I take back everything I said about Aaron being strong too. He's just a little gimp who heals more than battles, and if it wasn't for that, I'd have destroyed him. The only mistake I made was not using Monferno in the beginning.
Agreed, he is the biggest gimp ever. And there he goes using Protect again with the leftovers activating right after. I want all the viewers watching this to comment on what they think about this battle with Aaron, and how Donald could have beaten him with these stupid strats of his.
Yep, this is the end, so we may as well tell everyone to like and subscribe now and stay tuned for Part 8 if Donald ever actually recovers from this atrocious battle.
Well, since this is the end of this battle, how about we talk about the plan for Part 8 and what everyone can expect, so we can end this episode on a more positive side.
Yep, I am so done with this game at this moment in time. I just want him to hurry up and beat me because there's literally nothing I can do. Anyway, for Part 8, I hope to take on Fantina right away, and I'll make sure no battle ever ends up like this one has again.
You also have my permission to use Arceus just to nuke Aaron of the face of the earth, and over level too, because there are no words to describe what I've witnessed here.
We could also visit Amity Square to find more cool items, since that might make you happy, Donald. I don't blame you for feeling depressed after this. Also, you can get a Pokemon egg from that hiker to the east of Heart Home City, too.
Yeah, I could do that, but I think I need to go to therapy after this. The fact that this happened to me of all people too is just wonderful, isn't it? That was sarcasm too before you say anything, Joe.
Holy hell, Donald, you actually finally managed to beat this little punk-ass bitch. It only took like 10 turns, and it wasn't even a critical hit.
I don't even care. I am just done with a capital D, and I still have to deal with this purple thing too, so yeah, I have clocked out. I want him to win at this point.
I'm still very impressed you got Aaron all the way to his last Pokemon, even after dealing with the most cheap, dirty strats. So I think this was an honorable defeat.
And look, he's rubbing it in my face even more now. Going on about how it's okay to lose to Elite Four member. Well, he can go suck an egg and I am out of here.
Welcome to Part 8, everyone. Remember to like the video and subscribe if you want to support us, and join our channel as a member if you want. Early access to new videos. Now, Donald has made it to Heart Home City finally, and the first thing he should do if he's smart is stock up on revives before taking on Aaron.
You mean Fantina, dude? Aaron's still giving you PTSD as much as he gave me that from the last episode. I'm going into this battle as a sort of therapy as well, since I'm quite confident I can beat Fantina. There's not actually much going on in Heart Home City, though, so I thought we'd jump right in and take on the gym.
Yeah, well, let's hope you don't get creamed, Donald. And this gym was always super odd to me with the whole math questions deal they throw at us when we enter this place. If you get the answer wrong, you have some trainers to battle, but it still doesn't make any sense.
Luckily, my old brain still have enough cognitive capabilities to answer these third-grade math questions, boys. And Fantina is usually quite a challenge with her Miss Magus, but she's gonna have 6 Pokemon like every other gym leader does, so let's see what we're gonna be up against. I bet she'll have a Gengar too.
It would be a bit foolish of her not to use a Gengar, to be honest, but here we go. The first 2 gym battles were kind of rough, but I'm expecting Pupitar to actually carry us in this one, guys. It is dark type, so the ghosts in here shouldn't do that much damage to us, I hope.
Well, we're about to find out, boys. I think Pupitar will actually do pretty well in here. And I also see you've done quite a bit of training to Donald off-screen. Any new members we should know about?
There might be a couple you'll get to see later on, but the main thing is some new moves I taught the team after Aaron destroyed me. I taught Dragon Dance to Pupitar, though, which should really help in this battle boost. It's already high attack stats.
I swear every trainer we've battled has that knockoff move. Maybe because the game knows we can get every move boosting item in the game, so the devs just gave every trainer that bullshit move to make it balanced. Which makes no sense in of itself, because then why give us the item in the first place?
The good things is we can tank all the ghost-type moves Fantina will throw at us. But we're still really far from getting this guy fully evolved, which is gonna be a pain. That Shelgon is gonna be the same ordeal as well.
Okay, first one down, and now she's indeed sending out Gengar like I predicted. I wonder if this is her ace or if she'll have another one. Maybe she'll have a Dusk Noir as well, which is one of my top ghost-type Pokemon that was introduced in this generation.
Clearly that wasn't her ace, since Crunch obliterated it, Donald. And now Banette is out. And since this battle is going so well, I will be the one to ask the viewers the question for this video, which is, what Pokemon ability do you think is the overall best one in the game? and why?
Damn, our boy is cleaning up in here. Dragon Dance was a W move to teach Donnie. And I think the best Pokemon ability is Harvest, especially when you pair it with a really good berry. Like a citrus berry, it'll just be free heals then.
Harvest is a solid ability which we saw Gardenia spam back in the second gym. It's not very fun when you're on the receiving end of it though. My favorite is probably Pressure, however.
I know nothing about Pokemon abilities, so I'll just say Harvest is the best, like Bush said, only because I saw it in action a few episodes ago. Hello, by the way. It's me, David Attenborough, the oldest man here.
What in the actual fuck? Who invited this fossil to join us? Donald, it was you, wasn't it?
To be honest, I'm more annoyed about how the badge order is being shown in this game than David showing up in the video out of the blue. Why couldn't Fantina's badge just go next to Gardenia like normal, but instead it goes all the way to the bottom, which is messing my OCD up now?
Oh, I can tell you the reason for that, Donald. It's because this is a ROM hack, and normally you wouldn't battle Fantina right after Gardenia. But since they changed it, that's why her badge goes there.
I don't even know what to think right now. But hey, it's always good to have a new person join our videos. So welcome, David. I loved your latest Netflix series, by the way. Now, could you do some commentaries on Donald's Pokemon battles like you did with those snakes chasing the lizards?
I don't like this guy being here, though, guys. I feel like he has some agenda or something, and he might end up replacing one of us. What if it's me?
Oh, trust me, Joey boy, if I was going to replace you, you'd be gone already. I'm just here because Bush invited me, and I bet he was banking on me not remembering that because of my age. But trust me, I'm more cognitive than Joe Biden.
Right. Well, yeah, so I did invite him. Now anyway, with the pleasantries over, how about we watch Donald battle Barry here for the third time or something? He ambushed us in the gate leading out of Hearthome City.
Yes, and as you can see, he has caught himself a fortress. Now this is a very interesting Pokemon in that no one ever uses it except Brock from the anime. But he gets a free pass because it's Brock.
Damn, and David watches anime too, which I never thought I'd hear. Anyway, he does indeed have Fortress, who's spamming spikes, which means every time I switch out, it's gonna really hurt. But my plan is to nuke his team with Pupitar so we can get it closer to evolving.
Well, it does have good defense stats. But of course, Dragon Dance comes in clutch yet again. Interesting to see Barry's team much different from normal, though. I don't remember his team from Renegade Platinum, which was different anyway. But I think it's further refined in this one.
Oh, and like Dawn, he has a low punny too. Now we all know how everyone feels about that Pokemon. So I shan't say more, but well done for one-shotting it, Donnie. Barry isn't proving to be a very good Pokemon trainer, is he?
Since you keep chiming in, how about you prove to us one day how good of a Pokemon trainer you are, bro? I bet you're the worst out of all of us. Even worse than Obama, which is saying something.
Now, Joe, it's his first time here, so give him a break. Plus, he's considered much more loved than you ever will be too, so there's that. But I would like to see David play a game one day.
The only game I'll play is something like Legends Arceus, where I can go out into the world and watch how the Pokemon interact and live from afar, hiding in the tall grass. I am totally against catching them, though.
Okay, well, if you're against catching them, dude, then this isn't the game for you. Go back to planet Earth or whatever it is you like doing then, buddy.
I think David could end up being an integral member of our group over time, though, Donald. He doesn't have to play, but he can give commentaries in his British accent, which we all love. Plus, I'd love to hear some slander from him against you or Joe.
Talking of slander, Barry has been beaten yet again. And his steam is slowly getting stronger, you know? Weird to see him with something like Fortress again. But I'm pretty sure he had that in the original Platinum game, and they gave it back to him in this one.
And we get ambushed by another random person who says some shit is going down in the route south of Hearthome City at the Pokemon Mansion. We never usually go here in the normal games, so it's cool they added this place as an event area in this one.
Oh boy, and this part is an absolute pain in the ass. You have to beat these grunts in exactly 6 turns, Donald. No more and no less. Exactly 6, so you really have to lock in here. Doing it on your first try would be sheer luck, but hey, it could happen.
I remember this in Renegade Platinum. It made me almost want to quit the game with how hard it can be. Mainly because these guys use the Ninkata line and they're so fast. Also, Donald, when the hell did this evolve?
During my off-screen training, I got Monferno to evolve. If I didn't, then it would have taken ages whilst recording, and I don't have time for that. I have other things to do in life, you know, dude. But hey, with Infernape now our team is cracked. And if Aaron ever wants to battle again before the Elite Four won, then he's gonna get obliterated.
Oh, now here we have a very interesting Pokemon. I believe this one has a speed boost ability which increases its base speed after every turn. So you have to get in there quick to nuke this guy.
And it has Aerial Ace too, which is one busted flying type move for this point in the game. It never misses and does about 6 damage. It's a really good move to have when you have an absolute bot of a Pokemon trainer who loves spamming double team and the like.
Yeah, and now we're on to about 4 turns, I think. That stupid bug hang on with 1 health point left due to a focus sash or something, of course. So we basically have to knock the last Pokemon out in one go.
Don't worry, our Fire Monkey here is gonna win this whole thing for us. It's like I'm playing Black Myth Wukong right now, boys, but in Pokemon, isn't it? Infernape looks very similar to that Monkey King.
Maybe that's what Infernape is based off, Donald, who knows? A viewer can probably leave a comment regarding that. And hey, this is Shed Ninja Now. It's basically a shell of a cicada like you'd find in real life, and I'm sure David can fill us in on them.
Yes, these are cicada shells. And that's all about I can be bothered to say about them right now. I'm more interested in seeing if Donald can take this thing out in one go.
David, my friend, you're such a G. And now watch as I use the Scorched Earth tactic to win this battle challenge by these grunts. I think using that super potion was actually my 5th turn.
All right, now I'm confused because that Shed Ninja used a focus sash too, so that must count as an extra turn, which means you failed this challenge, right? Or is that focus sash a part of the turn itself, maybe?
We're about to find out if Donald beat the challenge or not in 6 turns. And wow, it seems Arceus do be shining on him today, because he somehow did it on his first try, which is a miracle, to be honest. That challenge can be so difficult sometimes.
Okay, so all the baby Pokemon in the mansion here were getting trapped by Team Galactic and we freed them all. There was also like 6 other battles in here with Galactic grunts, but watching Donald battle full teams of 6 shitty bug types was not a fun time for us to watch.
Wow, and that Happiny seems to be the commander-in-chief of all these Clefairy too. It's so happy that I, Donald J. Trump, the biggest G on the planet, saved them all.
And that was kind of it. It gave us the lucky egg, which gives Pokemon more experience after every battle, which we probably don't need, really, since this game provides us with that anyway, because there's just more battles for us to take on, like this double one now with Commander Saturn. And he's roped the owner of this mansion into being his battle partner, too.
Hey, he looks like me. Mr. Backlot is his name, and boy does he dress like a fine young man. I'm very impressed. But let's see now if he has good battle skills or not.
I was gonna say that he's old like you too, David, but then again, you're probably older than everyone in the Sinnoh region. You're like 30 years older than Professor Rowan, and the only other old person I can think of is Cynthia's grandmother in Celestic Town, who we've yet to see anyway.
The only person older than David in the entire Pokemon series is probably AZ, since he's like 3,000 years old. Somehow he's managed to live for that long, so who knows? Maybe David can beat that. I sure as hope he does live forever, David the G.
You keep referring to me as a G, but I have no idea what that means or what I should be doing about it.
I think it's his way of complimenting you while still trying to sound like a roadman cool guy or something. But what he should really be doing is winning this battle, because Barry, he is going to be no help by the looks of it.
He's evolved his Munchlax into Snorlax, though amazingly. And that thing was so strong in the original ROM hack, so I wonder if it'll be the same in this game. Plus, Saturn's team so far is exactly the same as before.
At least I one-shot that damn Wigglytuff. That thing is part fairy type in this game, but those Pokemon and its other evolutions can be so annoying to beat sometimes. In my experience, they either make your life feel like hell, or they are just the easiest things to battle.
Yeah, during your Wigglytuff monologue, you got Infernape taken out because of Octillery Donald. See, if you were paying attention instead of ranting, then that wouldn't have happened.
Joe, I shall politely ask you to shut the fuck up because it wouldn't have mattered anyway. Octillery is super effective against Infernape, and he did what he had to regardless, so I don't care that we lost him for the time being. Plus, this battle is going to be my W anyway.
Damn, and with Petal Blizzard, you took out both of them at once. Now that's what I'm talking about, Donald. That move is already super strong, and then it goes and does that, which is just wonderful. It's like the move Heat Wave, but for grass-type Pokemon.
Our Venusaur also has crazy high special attack stats too, so moves like Petal Blizzard will hit even harder. But I think you should also teach it Sunny Day and Solar Beam for that extra power, Donnie bro. It'll be useful against Crash or Wake too, since he'll spam Rain Dance.
Rain Dance will be annoying in that battle because his float cell is so strong, and he'll have Gyarados too, plus a bunch of other busted water types that will have many counters to electric and grass types.
So much for that special attack helping us boost our power of Petal Blizzard Obama. And he sent out his ace Pokemon being that Toxicroak. He even had that in the anime, and I think it can be the worst out of the three. Even worse than Skuntank.
I think we'll be okay though, because Venusaur is part poison type too, so we should be able to resist most of Toxicroak's attacks. I can't say the same for Berries though, because his useless team is getting absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's on to his last Pokemon now, which is his crappy little Prinplup. There's no way he'd have won this battle by himself. No wonder he loses to Jupiter when he races off to Snow Point City the Goon.
Donald has actually done really well in this battle, even though I'm upset about him losing Infernape so quickly. But hey, we do get a very special surprise for winning this battle at the end though.
I wouldn't call it a very special surprise to be honest, but I won't spoil it for those who don't know. Let's just say it's a Pokemon which no one would ever use. And yeah, that's all there's really to say about that.
And you won the battle, Donnie, well done. But none of you three have realized that David has just despawned or something. Did you kick him, Joe, without telling any of us?
To be fair, he is like 9 billion years old, so he probably fell asleep on his microphone. But hey, I loved having him here, and I hope he comes back to join us again soon.
Me too, he's great. And talking of great, so was this episode, boys. And with that, I'm going to call it a wrap. So thanks so much for watching, my beautiful people. Remember to like the video and subscribe, as it really helps our channel grow and motivates us to make more of these videos for you.
Oh wow, so the surprise was a Manaphy egg. I see why you don't want to use it though. I would never.
You couldn't pay me to use one bush. I hate that thing so much. The only good thing about Manaphy is its movie was half decent, but that's all it has going for it.
Okay, before Donald keeps ranting, it's time to say bye, so see you all in part 9, guys.
All right, boys and girls, we're on the best route in the game because it has the best music ever as well. Route 209 is just my most favorite place and makes me feel super nostalgic. Also, remember to hit that like and subscribe button too.
Yeah, it was nice for about 5 seconds until Donald here decided to jump right into a battle against this ranch person who clearly belongs in Texas and not in a Pokemon game.
Sorry about that, boys, but I had to use the bicycle to climb up that annoying mudslide, and there's nothing I could do to avoid this battle. She only has 2 Pokemon, though, and then we'll be in Salation Town where the daycare center is.
And I see we now have the ultimate fighting type move on Infernape Donnie, thanks to your training. Close combat is one of the best moves you can get, but it does lower our defense stats by a lot, which is kinda annoying. You gotta use that move when you know you'll get the one shot, basically.
Yeah, that's the way to use it, or you can pair it with moves like Reflect and Light Screen, which you should teach to Metang too. It'll definitely help us in the next set of gym battles we'll do, and the Elite Four as well.
When Jizzy Joe Biden arrives on the scene, we actually get useful information from him compared when to Joe is here, and all he does is bitch about any guests I invite. I miss David, and he was a gentleman to us all.
Yeah, and in this episode, I think we'll be able to make it all the way to Veilstone City and take on Maylene. And for those wondering, the next series will be Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. We need to finish those games because it just has to be done even if they're gonna be glitched to shit.
Obama over here spoiling shit, but there we have it, I guess. He's leaked it now, so yeah, we'll be heading back to Paldea, and I guess Bush can actually be the one to play that messed up game because I definitely won't be.
I have played them both before, Donald, and it's much improved from when you played it last. Just trust me, it'll be really fun for the viewers and everyone else to watch. I can't wait to play those games either. But we're still in the Sinnoh region right now, so we should be focusing on this game.
Donald, why are you just barging into these random houses? This city or town, I should say. is one of the most pointless places in Sinnoh, unless you're into breeding Pokemon. Other than that, there's nothing for us here, saying that you could go catch every letter of the unowned Pokemon if you want.
Absolutely not, Jizzy Joe. We don't have time for that shit and whoever uses them anyway. I doubt none of viewers have but talking of them. I'll be asking the community question for part 9 here of this series, so I want everyone to go comment which Pokemon type you think is the best.
Boys, I just realized I had the infinite repel turned off all this time. Well, now we can spend our money on useful items like fucking revives, which I still barely have any of. This game is a joke when it comes to healing items, you know. In any other game, I'd have full restores by now, too.
Veilstone City has that big department store, though, so we can go splash our cash there and pick up cool items. Everything in there has been switched about, too, so you can actually buy pretty much everything in the game except super rare items, which we'll still have to find lying on the ground in the world.
Yeah, but who cares about those right now? And currently, we're here battling a ruined maniac who actually has decent Pokemon, even if they're about to get clobbered when they meet Infernape's fists.
Marowak is a solid Pokemon for sure, but I prefer the Alolan one more. Its Ghost and Fire typing is really unique and reminds me a lot of Chandelure. And on top of that, the Alolan version looks way better too.
Yeah, agreed. The Alolan one looks better. Actually, I think all the Alolan versions of the original Pokemon look better regardless of who it is. Like Vulpix, for example, going from fire to ice and turning white just looks so much more cool, don't you think?
All right, I don't think you can say those kind of things anymore, Bush. But hey, it's not stopped Kanye from going on a Twitter rampage. Although I don't think I should talk more about that either. He could end my rap career even though he hates rappers now.
Yeah, let's change the topic, my guys. Donald made it through that route with the most annoying battles we've had to deal with so far, and now we're in one of the biggest cities in the Sinnoh region, Veilstone City.
Yeah, lots to do here. We can blow all our money in the department store like Bush said, or blow it all in the game corner, which is more my kind of thing. We could also pay a visit to Deoxys since it's living in the meteorites that have fallen here.
And this random Girafarig, which is standing all by itself, possibly guarding the rocks. And Deoxys is indeed here, but we can't encounter it for a very long time to come, so for now we'll head to the gym, Donnie.
Maylene is one tough cookie, so get ready for this battle. I know you've done quite a bit more training, but that doesn't mean she'll be a pushover, and her ace is of course Lucario, which everyone knows and loves.
Hey, check it out, Crasher. Wake has showed up. Must have been busy training with Maylene. I bet she was having an identity crisis again, like she did in the anime. I honestly think she needs to get a grip.
Yeah, she's a little B-word, to be honest. Her Lucario is more of a trainer than she is. And I'm about to make her question her life duties now as well once I beat her. Lucario should just replace her in all honesty.
Well, we're about to find out how strong she is now. You guys can't deny that she was actually really strong in Renegade Platinum, so I hope she won't be a total pushover in this one. We deserve to have someone give Donald a real challenge.
Bro, you be gaslighting yourself right now. I got totally schooled by Rourke and almost by Gardenia. Only since Fantina have I been on a gym battle roll, and it's not even a roll, to be honest, because that was only in the last episode.
Okay, she's bloody strong. How did that brick break hit Shelgon so hard and the critical hit didn't help us much either?
I mean, come on, it's a pathetic little far-fetched. It's not like it's the one Ash had in the Ultimate Journeys anime, which was actually a strong Pokemon. This little celery-holding bird brain won't get in our way, boys.
You say all that, but it got another critical hit in a row. That's 2 now, and there it goes again, getting another. 3 gosh darn critical hits in a row. Maylene has to be cheating because there's just no way.
Wow. So it took out Shelgon with critical hits, and 3 of them to boot. Well, this is just wonderful, isn't it, guys? We shit-talked Maylene, and then she goes and pulls a busted stunt like that. This battle could be the end of me now.
Oh my God. And there's another crit too. How the hell is she getting them one after the other? Unless she has that item which boosts the chances of having one, but still even with that, this should be impossible. I want whatever she smoked before challenging us to a battle.
And she took out Pupitat with another crit. She got 5 of them in a row, which is insane. Donald, you might actually end up losing this to foul play because there's just no way that this all should be possible. The chances of this happening must be like 0.01% or something.
Infernape will be able to sort this stupid bird out, just watch. But yeah, I have never seen anything like this in my life. The odds of getting continuous crits like that in this ROM hack is the same as in the base game, so yeah, this is just madness.
Okay, it's gone now, but what if all her Pokemon are as broken as that bird was Donald? There's no way we can win this gym battle if every Pokemon in Maylene's team just spams the critical hit action replay code on us.
We just have to hope that Donald can one-shot the rest of her team and not get outsped. Otherwise, yeah, I can't see this going well for him. Maylene went from the worst to the best in about 1 minute.
He's taken out 3 of her Pokemon now, though, so it's going well. We're about even so far. But I'm amazed Flamethrower is actually this strong because Infernape has way higher physical attack stats than special attack. Unless Maylene's Pokemon just have the worst special defense, which is probably the case.
Flamethrower's cleaning up in here big time. I don't have to worry about my team dying to any more critical hits either, which is the best thing about this. And her last 2 Pokemon here are weak to fire as well, which is a bigger bonus.
All right, so apart from the beginning, Maylene got slammed, which is a big W for us. I think this momentum needs to be kept up now for the rest of the gym battles we're going to partake in, boys. And Donald, what's your view on Lucario, and do you think you'd ever use one for the team? It's a very famous Pokemon.
Yeah, I think it's a little too famous. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a great Pokemon and a solid team member, but everyone always uses one. And then they gave it an awesome mega evolution, which made it even stronger. And of course, that led to more people wanting to add it to their teams. Personally, I find it overrated, but that's just me.
That's a fair take on Lucario, I think. I'd agree with that. And hey, we now have 4 gym badges, guys, so we're halfway through our Sinnoh Region escapades. Things will really be ramping up now, though, with regards to Team Galactic.
And speak of the devil, here they are. They stole Dawn's silly little Pokedex for some reason. Maybe she shouldn't have been flaunting it about in the first place, though. I mean, how does she even lose it?
The good thing is her Kadabra is on our side for once, though. That thing can hit so hard and it's not even fully evolved yet. Either way, I'm confident she'll be a better partner for us than Barry, who was absolutely useless and got his whole team wiped out in the last episode.
And there it goes, already getting knocked out to Skuntank. At least it one-shot that Weezing, but as we all know, Kadabra has very bad defense stats. Even worse than Magikarp, I'm pretty sure, which is saying something.
Seeing Dawn with anything but a Piplup is really strange to me, though. I mean, she's known to be the Piplup girl, but here she is using Torterra, which is still an awesome, strong Pokemon, but it doesn't suit her at all. She needs that cutie pie Piplup back.
She's brought out the wrong Pokemon, though. Golbat there will take her Torterra out soon unless we deal with it, Donnie. Maybe she isn't as smart as we thought. And also, I thought it would have been cool for Dawn to focus on contests in this ROM hack like in the anime. It would have been a cool story arc for her.
And now she's decided to attack us with Earthquake even. And her attack didn't even affect Golbat, so what even was the point in her using Earthquake like that?
Yeah, currently her strats are room temperature, IQ ones, and I'm not very impressed to say the least. Skuntank is also a big threat to her with Flamethrower too, so I think Dawn is better off at Pokemon contests than battles if she even attacks me.
She's certainly doing better than Barry, either way you look at it. I think she's the superior trainer out of them both, but she just got unlucky in this situation. I bet she'll do better next time she battles with us.
Oh God, and the bug types are back. Normally I wouldn't care because they're so weak. But after Aaron's battle a few episodes ago, I really don't like coming up against them in battles, and I'll have to deal with them myself in Paldea.
You'll be fine in that game, Bush. This one is made to be difficult like this. There's no way you'll ever encounter a battle like Aaron's in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. The games made by Game Freak themselves these days are so easy, and it'll be your first Pokemon game as well, so we won't want to throw you in the deep end.
Yeah, we only throw Obama into the deep end because watching him fail is so funny. One day, though, I will have my own playthrough, and only I, Jizzy Joe Biden, shall play and not the other moron.
These bozos got slammed, and at level 48, it's time for our boy Matang to hit its ultimate form Mega Evolution aside. Metagross is one of my all-time favorite Pokemon to ever exist. And if you don't like it, then you're no longer my friend and I will disown you.
You can't disown something that doesn't belong to you, Donald, you fool. We're your friends, and you're lucky you even have any, to be honest. As acting president as well, we're the best you're gonna get. Without us, you'd be lost, to be honest.
Damn straight Obama do be speaking facts. And yeah, we could have made a joke about what Donald said, but we won't because we're mature adults who take things seriously now, isn't that right?
The real reason is we don't want to get in trouble, but anyway, let's celebrate this moment right now. We learned Hammer Arm 2, which is an awesome fighting type attack for Meta Gross.
That move will come in handy for sure since our base attack is so high. Plus, that move itself does a lot of damage too. And hey, with that all wrapped up, how about we start ending this episode, boys, and tell the viewers to hit that like and subscribe button too. We also release videos early for channel members, so join if you'd like early access.
Hang on, our man looker has showed up late again after we just beat the grunts, and he's looking around their base for anything suspicious. Now, if you ask me, owning the biggest building in Sinnoh and being the evil team running the place sure is more suspicious than this random warehouse.
At least we picked up the move for Fly, which is no longer a HM in this game, since we can actually use the Poketch watch thingy to summon a Pokemon to carry us to cities and towns we visited already. Pretty sad it took them this long to get rid of HMs, but I guess it's progress.
And none of you have even noticed. We have another new member on the team as well, kinda.
Because we don't care now, thanks for watching everyone, and see you all in part 10, where Donald will be making his way to Pastoria City and taking on Crasher Wake for the 5th Sinnoh Gym badge.
We have a long-ass route to get through before reaching Pastoria, though, and we still need the TM for Toxic, which Donald keeps forgetting about, too.
There's a time and a place for everything bushy-wushy, and this isn't it, so there.
Alrighty, welcome to part 10, everyone. We hit the double digits for this series already, so remember to like and subscribe. We are still pumping these videos out for you all, and we hope you really appreciate that. Anyway, Donald is on Route 214, I think, with a more rock theme going on in the background and many trainers to battle.
Yup, and we're jumping right into another battle here. I scouted out the route too, and there's honestly not much going on here. One place I do want to visit, which we will have to anyway, is the resort area. I'd definitely like to buy a villa there like Cynthia does in Undella Town.
Solid place with prime real estate, Donnie. Of course, you'd know all about that. And hey, this psychic thinks she can crush us. But with our new Metagross, we're gonna be the ones sending her back to the distortion world. Let's see what Giratina thinks about psychic types.
I see you finally have been able to purchase revives, though. Only took getting to the 4th fucking gym for that to happen, holy hell. But anyway, at least we have them now. No gym leader can stand in our way.
Yeah, managed to pick up a few revives, Joe. The items are still trash, though, and this game is doing everything in its power to make our lives difficult, but it won't affect someone like yours truly. Also, we see more comments about people asking how we play this game. Well, the best thing I can tell you is to Google Pokemon Luminescent Platinum yourselves and figure it out.
Wow, imagine using a Chimecho on your team and thinking you can win with that. No chance in history. They even made this Pokemon James's partner in the Ruby and Sapphire anime days where all it did was make bell sounds, and that's about it.
Yeah, a pretty useless Pokemon, for sure. And now we've made it to the resort area place with our purple Swampert, which we still haven't seen in battle, by the way. And to the east of here is Sunny Shore City, where my boy Volkner lives.
Hey, and talking about him, these two guys give us the evolution items to get a Magmortar and Electivire. Solid team members, but personally, we presidents love Electivire more.
In this game, we can't obviously trade either, thank God. So all you have to do is use these items like you would an evolution stone on Eevee. Simple stuff. And it's about time trade evolutions were gone. No one likes them, especially people with no friends.
Like Joe Biden. Now, hey, speaking of friends, one of mine is rocked up, and the last time we saw him was in Salazon Town. And now he wants to challenge us to a battle to see who's superior. Obviously, it's going to be me, but I bet his team is much stronger now.
And of course, he's gonna send out Lopunny first. And this thing can be quite nasty when it uses high jump kick, which never misses in this game, apparently. If it somehow does miss, though, it inflicts quite a lot of damage to the user.
That's why I am switching out to Infernape, bro. Fighting types are super effective against normal types, And here's a fun fact about me. I bet none of you will see coming. I actually hate normal type Pokemon. I think they're so boring. But of course, Arceus is the exception to that.
Yeah, we know Arceus is the love of your life, Donnie. But I can see what you mean regarding normal types. I mean, some great ones are Pidgeot, Arceus, of course, Watchog, and Stoutland. Watchog especially was a pain in the ass when Lenora used it.
I had bad memories from battling that Watchog. Leave a comment if you also struggled against Lenora in Pokemon Black and White back in the day.
Hang on, boys. Sorry to interrupt, but where in the hell did Barry get a Nidoking from? This Pokemon doesn't come from here, and he didn't even have a Nidoran back when we last battled him. So where did this come from? He must be using hacks.
Well, this is where my new Swampert will make his debut. This Pokemon right here is the strongest of all starter Pokemon, and this one especially is so cracked. It'll never ever fail me, just you guys watch.
I bet he's going to change his team about again the next time we come across him, Donald. So get ready for whatever he's going to use next time. It seems Barry is very unpredictable in this game. He wasn't like this in Renegade Platinum, which makes things more difficult for us.
My man here can throw everything he wants at us, but he'll never win. Although Rourke actually changed his team out twice on us until Donald beat him, so you're right in saying Barry could also do the same. It seems the randomness in these games are turned up to the max.
I couldn't care less because I will always win. I feel like Emperor Palpatine in this game right now, to be honest, boys. I am the puppet master here, and these little peasants think they're in control when they're just my pawns. A means to an end, so to say.
Oh yeah, then what happened with Rourke's battle? Losing to him 4 times sure doesn't sound like Emperor Palpatine. He only lost once.
Joe, shut up, that's all besides the point. And technically he lost twice if you include that excuse of a battle with Ray, which by the way doesn't even count in my view, but I digress.
Okay, we're on to his second to last Pokemon now, and it's a Dusknoir. I can't remember if he has this before either, but it's an awesome Pokemon regardless. How comes Barry didn't whip these Pokemon out when we had to partner with him against Commander Saturn? It would have been a big help.
This thing has crazy high defense stats too. I remember that one Diamond and Pearl anime episode in which Dusknoir saved everyone from that ghost girl who tried taking everyone into the spirit world. Pretty scary stuff if you think about it. Also, I think Dusknoir eats food from its stomach mouth.
Well, it just took out Infernape with Shadow Punch. That was pretty insane. I thought Ghost-type moves wouldn't affect Infernape since it's fighting type. Or maybe it's only the other way around, but anyway, I told you this Pokemon was strong, Donald.
Not stronger than my Shelgon, though. I can't wait for this guy to evolve, too. When you play the next game, Bush, you better have a solid Dragon-type Pokemon on your team, bro. I can do the honors of choosing the one best for you, and it definitely won't be that ridiculous apple one.
That apple one is so cute, though. It's said that children accidentally take bites out of it because they can't tell it's a Pokemon. That's basically them eating a Pokemon alive, which is crazy if you think about it.
I still find it strange that Pokemon get eaten by humans. Like, I'm pretty sure Miltank gets turned into steak. But that Pokemon deserves that sort of treatment. I hope they do that to Whitney's one when it's too old to battle. They eat dogs in some Asian countries too, so you can add Lenora's Watchog to that list too.
Hey, he finally evolved his Prinplup into Empoleon, though. Sinnoh has to be the best region for all its starters, because all of them are just great. I've yet to see another region with that going for it. Maybe in Generation 10, though, we'll see something like that. Although Legends Arceus also had a great lineup, too, even though that's also basically Sinnoh as well.
And boom, he lost again, the moron. When will he learn that he'll never ever beat us or be good at Pokemon battles? And now the only thing left to do around here is taking on Crasher Wake Donald.
Yep, time to smoke this guy in his float cell, which is the complete wrong size, by the way. I hope you all saw it there standing next to him. Float cell has to be bigger than that, surely.
It definitely is bigger in the anime, that's for sure. But playtime's over, boys. Crasher Wake is actually quite tough in these ROM hacks, and his first Pokemon is Gyarados too.
To be honest, I have no clue on how he's going to approach this battle. He might set up spikes like every other gym leader, or just stall us, or go all out on the attack. Who knows? But I think I'll still win this on my first try. I'm banking on Venusaur clutching this thing for us.
Seems he's going with one of our strats, which is boosting up our stats with Dragon Dance. You better take Gyarados out before he hits us with a flying type move like Bounce or something, bro. That will one-shot us if it hits for sure.
And of course he has a leftovers. I was waiting to see what ridiculous item Crasher Wake would have equipped on his Pokemon, and this will just be the start of it as well. I bet he'll have more stupid items on his other members, especially his ace.
And our grass-type moves are barely doing any damage to this thing. How comes our Gyarados in Pokemon Storm Silver wasn't as good as this one? And the one we had in that game was a shiny too, which automatically makes it stronger.
Joe, you dumbass. I'm pretty sure we've explained this to you before, but having shiny Pokemon doesn't make the team stronger. I mean, look at Donald's right now as an example. He's doing nothing to this Gyarados, and he's lost so many Pokemon in this playthrough as well.
Gosh, this thing really is tanking our hits. He must have very high special defense stats if it can withstand all those seed bombs and petal blizzards. At least when it's asleep, though, it makes our life a lot easier.
Not really Obama, because that leftover still activates even when Gyarados is asleep, which absolutely should not be a thing. How can it restore its health when it can't even move or attack? That feature should be banned, and the leftovers should be banned too. I should write an executive order about this bullshit.
You should write an executive order about how Rourke should be barred from being a gym leader since he creamed you 4 times, dude. If it was me, I'd strip him of his gym leader license and make him work in the mines full-time.
Can't have child labor anymore, Bushy. It's not the Victorian era. And I'm pretty sure Rourke is in his 20s at least. The oldest gym leader in the Sinnoh Region is probably Byron or this fool we're battling right now. Then I'd say Fantina is next. Volkner is probably in his late 20s, early 30s.
Flint is also in his 20s as said in the anime. Something I'd like to see is a battle with Volkner versus Byron. They say Volkner is the strongest gym leader, strong enough to take on the Elite Four. So I wonder how he'd do against steel types.
Well, Bertha is a ground-type elite 4-member Joe, and Volkner uses pure electric types pretty much, so I'm sure he'd lose to her. As strong as he is, you can't get over a type weakness like that one. It's just such a big deal.
Okay, so Crasher Wake cornered me just now, boys, and I had to use my one and only Hyper Potion to restore Venusaur's health. Lapras, being an ice type, also was going to be a challenge. I'm just glad Gyarados didn't hit us with any flying type moves, though.
You put it to sleep and took it out, though, Donald, which was smart. Sleep Powder's turning out to be such a great move, even though you still haven't got the TM for Toxic yet, which isn't so great. That's 2 Pokemon down, though, and 4 more still to go.
Oh god, Azumarill is either going to be easy or an absolute demon to deal with. I really don't like them, and remember it's Fairy type in this game, too.
Donald won't be stupid enough to send out Shelgon for this battle. But you were right about this Azumarill, dude. We're gonna take it out, but it still did hit us really hard.
Okay, we're slowly getting through his team, and now he has a Sharpedo. Didn't expect him to have this Pokemon, but I guess he does also for the dark typing combo. Plus it has rough skin, which is always annoying to deal with.
Wow, it used Destiny Bond. And if it didn't have the Focus Sash, it would have died and taken Venusaur out with it. So he basically made a mess of his own strat by having that item. Although I don't know if Destiny Bond also works beyond the turn it's used.
It doesn't, Donald, so yeah, he properly messed himself up there. I've never seen a gym leader more stupid than Crasher Wake here. And I think we also may have found a bug, sort of, so if any of the devs of this ROM hack are watching, you might want to sort out this Sharpedo.
That definitely wasn't supposed to happen, but hey, it's gone. And now he has a Lantern, which is an awesome Pokemon that's also part electric type. A very interesting combination which we need to see more of.
The sleep strat strikes again, though. Not that this thing could have really done much damage to us anyway. A part of me, though, Venusaur would have been a ground type, but I guess the flower on its back is how it makes poison.
Yo and Swampert is learning Mirror Coat. That's the same move that took out Obama's Lugia in Pokemon Storm Silver. Sabrina and her goddamn Wobbuffet, if any of you remember.
I think that move was Mirror Shot, but it definitely had the word mirror in it. And I was trying to forget that whole ordeal too, Joe, so thanks for bringing it up again for no reason whatsoever. I now need to book another appointment with my therapist.
We're on to Wake's final Pokemon, though, and of course it's the Floatzel. This thing is a little orange demon too, if not dealt with properly. And I still stand by the fact that Ash should have used one in the anime and evolved his Buizel, but he never did for some reason.
It took out Venusaur, and now you send out a fire type to deal with it, Donald. Are you sure you want to be doing that, dude?
I have a secret weapon, and that weapon is called Thunder Punch, boys. I went and bought the TM for it at the Veilstone department store, just in case Venusaur somehow died during this battle before the end, and now it's going to be the savior of this battle. This is my ultimate counter to water-type moves.
That certainly worked out in your favor, so well done. And with that, we now have 5 gym badges to our name, guys. This battle was a little less annoying than the others we've encountered, apart from Gyarados in the beginning.
I just want to comment on how much I really like the water physics in this game. They just look so much more cleaner.
Literally no one cares, Joe. And with that, boys, I'm going to start ending this. So thanks so much for watching, everyone. Hit that like and subscribe button and join our channel if you want early access to videos.
Yeah, part 11 will be out soon, everyone, and that's when things really start kicking off with regards to Team Galactic. I can't wait to rebattle the commanders and one-shot them all with my cracked, overpowered team.
Well, things will definitely start off with a bang in the next episode because Team Galactic are going to bomb the Safari Zone and the lakes with a special red chain bomb that can open up portals into time and space.
I mean, if I was Arceus and I saw all this going on, I'd come down and sort them out because what Team Galactic are essentially doing is playing God.
I agree with that sentiment, but of course the 10-year-old is the real hero here, and I'm going to be the one doing Arceus's job for him.